and the crook.
Well, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0.
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually,
they are here with Andre on Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Yes, sir. We got a great show tonight. Tonight, we're going to have our brother Ronin Travelers. And hopefully, we have another special guest up here sharing what it's like. Let me get the cologne out of the way. Sharing what it's like to live in the Philippines. A lot of you guys have had questions about Southeast Asia, and we always have Richie Mack to tell us about zooming to Thailand and Chocolate Man there. And you also have our brother Aaron from the Passport Bro website and the Passport Bro movement and the Passport Bro app. Make sure you download the Passport Bro app. He's there in the Philippines, happily married with his first child. I mean, in Thailand, happily married with his first child, but nobody really gives the Philippines love when it comes to sharing step-by-step information for those that might be interested in relocating to the Philippines. So that's what tonight's topic is all about. For all of those that are interested in hearing what it's like after Ronin's first year of being in the Philippines, and also what would happen or what should you do if you pass away in another country. Many, from Charles Tyler to others, including myself, may end up passing away in other countries. What steps do you need to take before you pass on? Now, this is not going to be a somber bit of information. This is great information that we're sharing to prepare all of us who are not just vacationing in other countries, but we're relocating to other countries. So tonight's episode is dedicated to all you relocators out there. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Let's get ready with the shout out before our guest comes on. Yes, sir. And thank you guys for supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chats tonight. Appreciate you guys. Our brother Ahmad Miller comes in numero uno with the salute. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to see that you're here. And Simple Logic is in the building, greeting everyone from Chester, VA. From Chester, VA. Glad that you're here. And we got Ronan already in the building. He says this salute. He's going to be up here with me in a moment. So be ready to ask questions about the Philippines, get questions answered. He's got a lot of great information that's already ready for us on a slideshow. And then even at the end, I got a slight 10-minute video that I want to hear Ronan's opinions about as well when it comes to the ladies in the Philippines. So shout out to all you guys that are here tonight. We're going to have a good time on a Friday night. Shout out to David Dice of the Dice family. Cologne of the evening. Since I would be on the island of the Philippines, what cologne would I be wearing? I will be wearing a cologne that smells like a pina colada, which is Creed's Virgin Island water. You can tell I put a dent off in that every time we go on vacation. Anywhere near a beach, I'm going to have the coconut smell of Creed's Virgin Island water. Now, it doesn't smell like when you suntan lotion. It literally smells like pina colada. So shout out to you guys with cologne of the evening. And shout out to Johnny being here as well. Glad that you're here. And shout out once again to our brother. Salute to you. Salute to you. Yes, sir. Salutations to all. And Tevin King is in the building. Tevin says, greetings, Andre and Andre, and salutations to everyone in the chat. Please, as always, smash that like button on your way in. Thank you. Yes, sir, gentlemen. Make sure you do that. We like you. We really do. Make sure that you click the button and like us too. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down. Kenny People is in the building. Kenny says this. He said, good evening, Andre. He said, and this one will likely be on Patreon. Yes, it is. I'm going to break it down. Actually, tomorrow is the day that I'm going to be spending most of my day revamping Patreon. So a lot of videos that we've been going over the last few weeks on how to get your Venezuelan visa, that's going to go on the Patreon. The real estate video, that interview that we did with Paola, shout out to her. And I'm going to be breaking that down into segments. So each one of them, I'm not going to have it into a 4-hour segment. I'm going to break those down into the most important parts into 20-minute segments. So tomorrow is going to be my day dedicated to just updating all the information that's needed in the Patreon. Some of you guys are new members to the Patreon. So I'm going to make sure that you get into the WhatsApp group. And I'm going to do a new newsletter that's going out in the next couple of weeks in regards to online jobs. You guys already know that every year I do a online job update for jobs that you can get from around the world. So if you don't want to do a job in the United States online, don't worry. There's a lot of companies out there. Thank you, babe. There are a lot of companies out there that are looking to hire you on an international scale. So we're going to look at that. That's going to be one of the up and coming bits of information that I'm going to be sharing on the Patreon in the next couple of weeks. Yes, sir. So yeah, Ronan is a special guest tonight. Shout out to my brother Jay Kaysen in the building. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, Mr. and Mrs. Spence as well. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, brother. Shout out. Shout out. And we got Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family in the year of our Lord, 2026. Glad Bobby's here with us, as well as our brother E-Man Perry representing. Shout out to all you guys being here. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a great, informative episode. I got my pen in hand. I got blank paper and pen in hand. I already told y'all my number 2 spot. If I had not met Andrea in Colombia, or if I had not come to Colombia at all, I would have gone to the Philippines. Remember, I said my second girlfriend was from the Philippines. You okay, babe? Oh, the window? Okay. All right. All right. Oh, I see what you were doing. You were closing the door. Okay. In our apartment, the whole wall slides. So when you're sliding it back, sometimes it makes a loud, every once in a while, it makes a loud sound. It depending on how far you close the door back, but she was closing the doors. Okay, cool. But yeah, Philippines would have been my spot. Second girlfriend in my life, Lisa, was from the Philippines. Fine as she wanted to be. Ooh, that was a bad Asian chick. She was the one that turned me on to Asian women. I thought she was a sister. That's the crazy part. I saw her at a party, at a house party, and I saw her from the back, and I was like, who is that sister? Who's the light-skinned girl? She turned around, and she was Asian. I had to holler. She was from the Philippines. I was like, you built like that? They built like that in the Philippines? So I already said, if I was not in Colombia, yeah, I'd be there with the bugs and the bad internet in the Philippines. Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother, 3138 in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Shout out to the Detroit boys. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Let me scroll down a little further. So once again, shout out to Mom Spaghetti being in the building. Salute to you, fam, as well. Glad to see that you're here. Let me scroll down a little further because we got the official one. Official Kobe in the building as well. Shout out to you being here. Also, as well as Brother Bean. He said, hello, Dre. He said, how you feeling on this Friday? I am feeling great, man. I'm excited. Y'all see, I got as if I'm a tourist looking to become an expat in the Philippines. Y'all see, I'm looking like a tourist tonight. If I was in the Philippines visiting with Andrea, this is one of my shirts that I will rock. With my touristy apparel. Shout out to my favorite YouTube name in the building, The African Wolf is in the building. He said, Dre, he said, I gotta ask, when are you getting the next, when you're doing the next stepfather sermon? Oh, I got one set up. I already got one set up, bruh. I kid you not. I probably do that one next week. I got a couple of them with the stepdads, and I got a few of them with the ladies cheating on men. I don't know why women want to cheat on good men. And this is the one I got I think I want to do this one on Sunday or tomorrow. When men lead with money and you still get cheated on. You think, because I think one of the biggest misconceptions, even with rich men are some of the first men to get cheated on. Men with money, men that could buy 50 of that particular woman, and she will still cheat on you with the pool boy. So we're going to look at situations like that where women who have dealt with rich men are saying, yes, we cheat. We cheat on rich men. So when they leave with money, it don't mean nothing to us. Yep. Shout out to Zeta being in the building as well. Because tonight's episode is about the Philippines. Yes, sir. He said, yeah, them Asian, melanin Asian women are hotties. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Black is Night in the building. Salute to you. Yes, sir. You say General Andre. RAP to Bob Bass. Oh, wow. Bob passed on? Wow. RAP to Bob, man. I did not know that. Wow. All right. Bobby Coltrane says this. He said, Dre, would you be getting a pointer from the Philippine people? You know what? That's a good call. I need to get her on the show. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I didn't even think about that. I had not thought about that. And I've been, I'm like you guys. I've been following her for the longest. Yes, sir. He said, if I was in the Philippines, he said, I wouldn't have met any of y'all in that quiet store. He said, I would have been out all day, every day. Darn be the internet. Internet be darned. For real. I ain't mad at you, brother. Where there's a Wi-Fi, there's a way. That would have been me. Where there's a Wi-Fi, there's a way. Shout out to International Quiet Storm early tonight, as well as my brother 007 in the building. What's up, Dre? And chat and RAP to Bob Bass. Yes, sir. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I did not know that either. Sometimes I'm on cue with things, and sometimes I'm late when it comes to things going on in the United States. All right. So as I was saying, we have a special guest that's going to be coming up in a few moments, our brother Ronan. And the key thing is Ronan's been there for a year. We've been knowing Ronan, you know, on this channel as well as his brand, long before he even went to the Philippines, right? He's established himself. He's built a whole life, man. And that's why I like to interview you guys, because you guys may build a whole life just looking for a country, or you might even build a whole life in that country. Either way, I kid you not, man, I appreciate the fact that you guys are willing to share with others your journey and how you made it in that country. So I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Ronan right out the gate. Right out the gate. Yes, sir. So any questions you guys have about the Philippines, you guys could definitely ask Ronan. Let's scroll down here. And whenever you're ready, Ronan, we're ready for you. Let me scroll here. He say, Drake, I got to interview More to Life too. He's one of the OGs. I still watch him, man. Cool brother. Him and his wife been married for a hot minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One thing that we're doing this year, we are trying to interview as many people as what? I got family in the building. Shout out to our brother Victor Ash, man. Ohio players, Florida players. Appreciate you being here with the $20 loves, man. You're going to like this episode, Vic. You're going to like this episode. Hope everything's going great with you and the fam, man. I've been so busy, Vic. I ain't even lie. I can't even come with a lie why I haven't. Man, you know, we talk all the time. I've been so busy lately, man, getting everything back on track. So I appreciate you, brother. I really do. And I'm glad that you're here. International Quiet Storm says this. He say, Ash pops out like the Grim Reaper. I know, right? That's how Victor do. He came from out of nowhere. That is not a lie. Oh, that's a good one. Like the Grim Reaper from out of nowhere, just tap you on your shoulder. Come on, let's go. It's time to go. Poor Man 313 says this. He say 10 or 15 years. J Black of. Oh, let me check it out. You see, I'm writing down J Black Filipino. Okay, cool. Okay, those, yeah, I've been like I said, I watch More to Life all the time. Why I haven't reached out to him for an interview, I don't even know. I've been watching him for a hot minute. Shout out to our brother Jake Anderson, the great being in the building. Shout out to you being here, brother. Shout out to you being here. Glad to see you guys here, every one of you. He said also, Dre, you gotta bring Marcus from Love. Yes, sir. That's my dude and his wife. I talk to him all the time too. All right. Without further ado, we have a special guest that is friend to the family. I mean, friend to the channel, family to the channel, always here supporting. And I saw his video on his YouTube channel, Ronan Travelers, and he was showcasing his first year, step by step. This is the cool part. Step by step, his experience when it came to living in the Philippines. And it was so good. I hit him up right out the gate. I say, Ronan, I would love to have you on the show for this particular episode to reenact, if you will, all the information that he shared on his channel regarding living in the Philippines. Because it's not just living in the Philippines, it's also when you live in Southeast Asia, just in general. Just in general, when you're living in Southeast Asia, the opportunities are there. And so we're going to talk about that tonight for you guys, man. We're going to talk about those opportunities. So without further ado, the Cologne man himself, let's bring him on stage, Ronan Travelers.
Yo, how's everything going?
It's going pretty good, man. Good morning to you, kind sir.
Yeah, man. I have not been asleep lately. I actually woke up like 4 o'clock. When I started communicating with you, I woke up. That was a little bit around 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning.
I know.
And I've been going since. So,
I sent that information over to you, and I was like, well, I hope I didn't send it too early, but maybe I sent it to where he'll wake up. And then when you sent me a response, I was like, man, it's early over there where he is. I say he doesn't have to keep his military hours anymore.
No, sir.
Right.
I clock in and clock out when I want, You see me, man. You seen those AIs. You see how quick I kick those suckers out.
You did. They were pretty good.
Whole character sheet. Yeah.
I appreciate it. They were pretty good. Let me change the music, turn it down so we can hear everything that you have to say. Like I said, I got my pen tonight. I'm ready to take notes. And I've got your slides ready. So we're going to be looking at the slides. And so whenever you want me to pull those up, you even got to
I sent you a little picture you can pull up while we talk. Just
wait a minute. Let me remove that. Remove the slides first, and I'll show this first. Okay, here we go. The pictures. Talk to us, Ronan Travelers. Talk to us.
My mindset, right off the bat was I had a purpose of coming here. It wasn't just, I love the Philippines, by the way. I do. Right. I started coming here in the military, and I felt so at home then. I had a mental note that I always wanted to come back and explore it even more, but beside for the beautiful women.
Right.
The culture was right for me. The mentality was right. People were friendly. And I literally, as a young man, was walking down the street and some old Filipino women just grabbed me by my arm and started talking me in Tagalog. I was like, no, ma'am, I don't understand. You know what I mean? So it always made me feel home, like I was at home there, at home here, because they naturally would assume if my hair wasn't bushy or curly or whatever, I blended in. And matter of fact, I'm lighter than her whole family, which is crazy because they think I'm dyeing my skin. That thing here is colorism, in the Asian culture. So, the fact that I have lighter skin than them, her little sister's like, find out what cream he's using because he's light.
I see. I know, right? That's kind of odd. You being the lighter one in the family.
Yeah. So this is just a little collage of how I started when I first got here. The city buildings on the right hand side. I stayed in BGC when I first got here. That luggage represents my whole life.
Now let's talk for a second. Let's take it slow. Reason why is I invited my cousin Michael, who's extremely interested in the Philippines. I mean, he's been studying the language, and he's been getting tutors, and just really interested in the Philippines after he retires in a few years. And his youngest, gets a little older. But I know Mike wants to visit even before he retires. And so I really wanted him to be here. Shout out to my cousin Michael in the building. And so when you name off cities and locations, and I know about these major metropolises, but for the guys in the comment section, shout out to our brother from Canada.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada."
Black Nubian in the building. You know about the larger cities. I studied it, and you know, but for those that don't know, such as Mike and others in the comment section, could you give us a breakdown of, like you said, the BGC, correct?
Yeah, BGC is Bonifacial Global, is one of the major areas of affluent neighborhoods. You have a lot of foreigners that live in that area, a lot of shopping, high-end stores are there. You have Makati as well. Cebu is a popular spot, but BGC was a soft landing for me.
And
you know,
and why is that?
Because it has mostly everything you would want as an American coming here without feeling like you've been inconvenienced. Okay. High-end internet, comfort as far as, you know, the condos or whether they be Airbnb or something you're renting. Everything's more Americanized. Because as you come out to the province, you're going to realize there's some things that ain't necessarily standard that comes in your home.
Now, Providence would be considered a smaller town or a smaller city or a suburb.
Yeah, province would be like a country, rural area, or like a suburb, but it's, I would say, more country than suburb.
So even though you find a nice home like you have, and we're going to go over your home and a nice vehicle, you can find these type of homes in the provinces.
Yes, absolutely, not a problem.
Okay, all right.
And then you can actually have them built as well. So it's just up to you on how you want it to look. So this home that I'm in now was owned by a naval guy, you know, and his wife, she's a Filipina. And they're getting ready to get back to Puerto Rico.
Okay. And I'm going to come to the comment section and the super chats in a second, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys showing some love for the channel. Shout out to T-Mac and as well as our brother Navigator being in the building. So, and Two-Tone, appreciate you guys being here. So let's walk through the photos, because we got a couple of things we're going to go through tonight, guys. Just give you guys a heads up. We're going to go through over his photo collage that he's sharing with us, because I've seen some of the photos and you guys haven't. We're going to go step by step over preparing to leave the USA. So this, Michael, as I was saying, this is very important. He's going to do a step-by-step slide on what you need to do to leave USA and relocate to the Philippines, as well as that the whole Southeast Asia region. Much of this can apply to. Then third, we're going to continue on with what should you do, and let me know if I'm correct, before you die in a foreign country, or if you plan on dying in a foreign. How'd you word that?
It was actually the question that Ford A put out on that panel, and he said, when your time is up and you die abroad, what happens? What happens to your assets? What happens to this? What happens to that? And are you set up for that to happen and transition easier to the person you wish it to go to? But like you saw how many slides that is. That's 17. So let's get through the first part and see if you want to do a second, or we're going to soldier through 17 slides of information. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. In all sincerity, because a lot of us plan on passing on and we're going to be in other countries. I have no plans. Let's be honest, guys. Andre Spence has no plans on passing on in the United States. If I pass on in the States, me and God got to have a long conversation. I need me a quick 2-day resurrection, get me out the States, and then I can go ahead and pass on. Nothing against the States, but I know that I've decided that the rest of the ending part of my life is just to visit the United States, you know, to visit family, friends, colleagues, but my real life is abroad. And so anything that's going to happen 9 times out of 10, Ronan is correct. What are we going to do? Are we prepared for that? Now, me and Andrea have fire drills. You know how they used to have fire drills in school? We have fire drills like, okay, I passed on, bam. What do you need to do? Okay, what's the next step? Okay, the insurance companies, bam. Okay, what about the Social Security? Okay, what about my investments? Okay, what about this? What about that? And we do the same thing in regards to things that she has on the financial level What happens if she passes on? What do I need to do? So this is very important, guys. So we're going to talk about the Philippines, but we're going to also talk about what you should do if you plan on living abroad and you pass on. Are you prepared for that? Do you have your insurance? Do you have beneficiaries? How is this set up? Do you want to get your body shipped back to the States? Me, I know better than that. Don't be shipping my body back to the States. Do not do that one.
I think we're in the same agreement. Just burn me wherever I am and throw me.
Cremation and put my ashes in the ocean so I can just travel for the rest of time. Yeah, seriously. Okay, let me let you speak in regards to, because I think I see luggage when you first got here. I see some equipment that you have. I see your lovely lady and the family. So let you walk through all your photos. Then we'll get to the super chats, guys.
Right. So this is just a collage of just how initially this started off. I didn't run out to the province because a lot of when I landed, a lot of guys on my channel was like, "Hey, did you go see your lady yet?" No. Hell no. No, I didn't go see her. I ain't starving. You know what I mean? I got things I need to do as a man, especially if I know I'm going to stay somewhere longer than a week or two. You know, right there in Manila, where I landed in BGC, was not too far away from the U.S. Embassy, which is also the VA clinic. So being a veteran at 100% service connection, I wanted to reestablish my health. One of the reasons you travel is what? Your health, right? So you definitely want to reestablish connecting with how you're going to get services. You know, so one of the things I did immediately was get in touch with not only the embassy to let them know I was in country, but also get set up with a VA appointment. And that took a couple weeks while I was in BGC acclimating. And that's a military term, acclimating. Usually when you acclimate to an area, you want to get used to the weather, time zone shifts so that you function a lot better. Obviously, everybody gets jet lag, but you ignore the jet lag because you're only going to be somewhere, a week or two? Not a month, a year, and so on. So I sat in BGC while I was doing all those things to acclimate to the weather, to the time zone changes, and then kind of ease my way out of American society and mentality into being in the Philippines. And that's another thing. Do not come here with an American mentality, even though they might have been owned by America up until the 40s. This is not America. There are certain things you can and cannot say here. Don't speak against their government.
Right.
Unlike us, we don't care whether you do or don't. They do. So as you get into a culture, you got to understand what are the do's and don'ts. What are your rules of engagement? I'm going to reference military terms, sports terms, and a whole bunch of other things while we're talking. So that was my purpose of being there for a month. So I stayed in BGC for a month.
Okay, I got a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm non-military.
Yeah.
I'm going to be living in the Philippines. I'm not going any place else, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll visit places, but my bat cave is going to be in the Philippines. My first couple days there, are we gonna do you want me to wait until we get to the slides to talk about that?
I mean, yeah, we can get into that. The slides will kind of break down cost of living, mentality, and all those things. So yeah, we can definitely get through that real quick. And the idea of the luggage is just that was my whole life. So everything else I either sold that was sizable, and the things that meant anything to me, I have a small storage unit in Houston that has all the things I did not want to get, my cologne collection and some other things, you know, my rifles, my guns, my different things like that are America, that I did not want to get rid of. Everything else big that would not compress into a certain size storage unit, I got rid of. My overhead for that storage unit is $100 a month. Not a big deal while I'm gone. Now, anything else, it would have cost more, $300-$400 if I kept all the rooms of my house in that storage unit. And at that point, I could have replaced everything brand new by the time I came back. So why keep it at all? And I know, Andre, you tell a lot of people you're not coming back. I'm going back.
You sure?
I gave back 3.5, 4 years, and I'm going back. So I'll be back in Texas because in Texas, I actually get to own the land I buy. You can't come and get it on taxation. You can't do anything when you're 100% service connected in Texas. I own my land outright, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Then we'll double back and come back to the Philippines after that.
I'm not mad at you at all. So let's continue on through your photos. I see you got equipment over there.
Yeah, I got my whole life there, and then obviously you got to meet the fan. You know, you got to see what you're dealing with. You got to see the background, the moral aptitude of the woman that you're dealing with and their family values. So obviously I wanted to meet the family. So a month after I got in there, I came out to Isabella Province. Where I live is about 5-minute drive to the airport. So I'm very convenient. If I needed to catch a flight to, Manila because I'm not feeling well and the hospitals aren't that great here and the first class hospitals in Manila, it's like an Airbus, 50-minute flight.
Okay.
A commuter flight type of thing. I can take a 50-minute flight. I can schedule a flight anytime, one day, next day, I'm on a flight. Not a big deal.
That's good, man. That's
all
good.
right. So with her family, they're traditional Catholic, Roman Catholics, very devout. Her family is from Visayan to Tagalog. Her mom is a descendant of Spanish. Her mom was a governor's daughter at one point, and then her father's Visayan. You can see the skin tones already, right?
Yeah, I can. It's kind of funny. As I look at the photo, yeah, you are the lighter one in the photo.
Especially my legs. My legs are crazy light. So
go ahead and get that tan while you're over there, man.
And so, we started to stay at a Airbnb here. And obviously my first 30 days is also a temperature gauge. I'm vetting the whole time I'm here. Now, for a lot of years, and this is a year and a half coming, while I was in America, everybody's like, oh, what's going on with your AI girlfriend? Hey, she's too beautiful to be real. Okay, that's good. So I can show you better than I can tell you.
That's right.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to sit there and debate with you about whether she is or isn't real or whatever. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I went through the same dance that you went through. Even though I met Andrea here, when I went back to the States, everybody was like, she's probably over there doing this, or are you over here being faithful to her? You probably got her over there thinking that you a good dude, Dre, but you ain't all that good.
10 or 15 on the list.
Yeah, so a lot of times, right. So a lot of times people thought that even if Andrea was a good woman, I was a bad guy because I was a bad guy in the past. So that's all they knew. And so now they're thinking like, oh, he must be still a bad guy. So he ain't gonna do nothing but hurt her. That's what they thought. He's just gonna be another foreign American going over there, using those women, and then coming back bragging about it. That's what guys thought that I was gonna be. But once they start realizing that I was serious about relocating and it had very little to do with just Andrea, then they started to realize, okay, it's all about getting out the U.S. for Andre, and as well as seeing the world, enjoying life outside the world, the peace that you have outside the world, the medical benefits, like you were talking about, all the medical benefits and health benefits, the healthier foods that are outside the world. Those things they started to realize, okay, Andre is for real. And I can agree with what you're saying as well. When people don't understand and they make assumptions about us, because they haven't experienced it before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is there's a lot of assumptions from people that have nightmare stories on this situation and that situation and that bad Colombiana and that bad Filipina. Everybody got nightmare stories. Believe me, bro. Coming out of the military, we've seen way too many dudes marry the bar girl, go for 2 to 3 years, bring her back to America, have kids, and she's right out the door. Been there, done that. I've seen it all. You're not telling me nothing I don't already know. I'm going through this with my eyes wide open, with experience, not with ignorance. So I know the signs and the things to look for. You get what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get to these super chats, and then we're going to get to the slides.
Okay.
All right. David Dice says this. He said, listen, he said, I love and respect these two quality gentlemen who I look up to, even though Andre is a Raiders fan. Yes, sir. Is a Raider fan. And Ronan, hey, we keep it in the AFC West over here. We keep it in the AFC West. He said he's a light-skinned Chiefs fan. He said, brother from another. I know that's right. He said, I love these brothers. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to David Dice of the Dice family. And International Quiet
Thing
Storm.
is, we're only a couple days away on our birthdays as well.
And your day is, I'm October 13th.
No, I'm October 3rd.
I'm 13th. You're the 3rd. And my cousin Michael that's watching, he's the 11th.
Wow.
October 11th. So shout out to the Libras in the building. International Quiet Storm says this. He says, Ronan, besides the popular cities, this like Manila and Cebu, he said, what are some of the hidden gems that a lot of people don't talk about, but great to visit / live in the Philippines?
Iloilo, Boracay, Palawan. So many different islands with great beaches, super crystal clear, like turquoise blue waters. They have one of the largest underground lake systems in the world here, freshwater. They have tunnels, and you're actually riding a boat through them, and all these other things. So, there's so many hidden gems. This is a island Pelicos, or however you say it. However you say it.
Over
7,400 and some islands here, and they speak almost 270 dialects, aside for just English. My lady speaks 5 languages.
There we go.
Right off the rip. I'm struggling 2 and 3. She got 5.
For me. Once again, could you name off those and give us a little information on those, at least 3 major areas that you would recommend for?
Boracay is a good place.
Why?
Beach, white sandy beaches. A lot of tourists go to Boracay. Palawan is a couple islands in a chain, but all white sandy beaches, crystal clear blue or aqua teal type of colored water. You can see straight through it. And then there's reef like snorkeling and different things like that. You can see little fish and everything. And then if you want to swim with the sharks, there are huge land whale sharks right off of Cebu. And you can go there and schedule an it's an early morning thing. So if you're a bad early morning riser, you're going to suck at trying to get up to do this. But you get up early, you get out there, and they'll take you out, and you're allowed to swim with the sharks, the whale sharks, that is. Take pictures. You just can't touch them. That's just 3. But there's a ton of islands and a ton of different things and a ton of beaches. Like I said, it's one of the places that you could never run out of things to do on 7,000 islands plus. It'd take you a lifetime.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go through all that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's scroll down a little further and let's see. Let's go to the next one. International Quiet Storm says, he said Ronan's wife pulled up on him like the Terminator. If you want to leave. That's right. She told him, come with me if you want to live. Leave those stateside women alone. Come with me if you want to live.
Right. And here's the thing. When I first got off the plane, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of people hear these nightmare stories where the girl will bring her whole damn family, extended family, everything. Man gets off the plane. He might be flight weary, jet lag, but he got to take everybody out on the street. No, that's not all Filipinos. That's not all families that want to take advantage of you. I got off the plane. It was a small little group of people. Her dad's the driver. Right, so she gets out. She runs over to me. Her sister is filming the whole thing. And then her brother's standing there. That's it. It wasn't 30, 40 Filipinas and extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, and all this. And did we go somewhere to eat? No, we went right to the Airbnb and they went and gave us our privacy.
There you go.
So it's how you set it up and what you allow.
True.
Not what you allow them to push you into. So anybody who comes back with that nightmare story is obviously somebody that's not strong enough to tell people no.
And that's true. And you know what? A lot of times, Ronan, it's not even about telling the other person no. It's also about telling yourself no.
Yeah.
Because sometimes guys will go to other countries and they've been impacted by, relationships in the United States, dating in the United States, and you got a pocket full of money. And so now you want to feel good about yourself. Let's be honest, guys. Sometimes guys that want to feel good about themselves, so they don't tell themselves no. And so now you're spending and splurging money, and you wonder, how did I go through $300 in the Philippines in my first week? That's because in order to feel good about yourself, you're showboating. So sometimes you need to tell yourself no, even before you tell somebody else no, correct?
Correct. It's just discipline. You know, not only financial discipline, but discipline, period. And that starts within yourself. Like we say a lot of times, Dre, both you and I, you need to work on yourself before you get on that plane. Don't impose your own issues and traumas on the world.
True.
Fix yourself before you get on that plane.
That's so true. This is a good question by Brother Elham. Shout out to you, Elham, being in the building. He said this. He said, what do you like? And I'm just paraphrasing. What do you like most about the Philippines so far?
The quiet, the peace. Not the I haven't looked at. I look at global politics or global things going on. I don't know what the hell is going on in America.
Thank you. I'm not alone now.
I have an Android box right in that room. I can get all of the local channels. I can still get Kansas City channels. I can still get regular channels all over the United States. I don't even have a desire to flick on and say, hey, what's going on in Kansas City? What's the weather looking like? How's the snow? I don't even know unless somebody tells me, hey, you might want to cover this on your channel. Oh, yeah, what's going on? Then I'll go and do the research. Other than that, it's the peace that I have and the ability to focus on something. One of the things I came here to do was also develop other income streams.
Right.
And low overhead while I'm doing that. So when I go back to Texas and when I go back to buy that land, I don't have to worry about doing much when I get there because a lot of the things I'm doing are AI automation. It'll be doing the work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of guys don't realize how AI is just, I love it, man. I love AI has been on YouTube for so long, and to see what AI has done over the last, I say, year, it has saved me a ton of time. I could easily say for YouTube, 70% of my workload now is AI. I don't have to create YouTube shorts anymore. AI does all the breakdown for me. I don't have like after this stream, I could just feed this whole stream into AI and it'll break it down into 20-minute clips for me. All I gotta do is and now AI does all the thumbnails for us, as you guys can see with the thumbnail we had today. AI does all the thumbnails. I don't have to do making all the thumbnails like I used to, step by step. AI does it all in seconds. So now I can focus on my classes with Theo or writing books or whatever other avenues of expat life that I want to share with individuals. I can do that. I can focus on the consultations. I can focus on meeting you guys when you come to town, because AI, you're right. This is the time to. AI helps you with everything, man. It is crazy how many streams of revenue that you can create now, and you don't have to put as much into it in regards to time.
Yeah. And I've always been a big proponent to making my life easy, not harder. Fighting against the system, but figuring out how the system is and exploiting it. And yes, I'm using the word exploit. YT people do it all the time.
Yes, sir.
I adopted their nature. I exploit rules to my benefit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I kid you not. I agree with you 100%. Like President Trump said during the debate with Hillary Clinton, if you don't like the way I take advantage of the corporate tax laws, change the laws. Change the laws. You know?
Yeah. And as a fiduciary and somebody knows how money works, bruh, I would be stupid not to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
I see everybody in my same system doing the same thing. And it's not against the law. There are things that you can throw your money into that are not taxable. There are things that you can pull your money out of that you don't get taxed after you pull it out. And I can tell you, most of the wealthier families, the Rothschilds and everything else, they have businesses in these things. So when the market takes a dump, they can hold whatever they got and they can just pull out tax-free money while they wait out the storm.
Yep. That's a good point. Really good point. Let's get ready to go to your first slides.
Okay.
Let's get ready to go to your first slides. Add to stage. Let's move us out of the way for a minute. All right.
Yeah.
So let me be quiet and let you get started.
First thing you got to do is, while you're preparing to leave the United States, figure out what country you want to go to. Not only that, what are the things that you basically need? We call it beans, bullets, and band-aids in the military. You need those things in order to function. Okay. In the civilian world, you might want to check into your health, whether you're on medications, how you're going to get that, whether the country actually has good power. Do you have brownouts? Do you have blackouts? Do you have equipment that needs to run regardless of whether they're having an issue with their power? I have a CPAP machine. Obviously, if I need to breathe at night so I don't stop breathing,
right,
I need to plug that up. So I need to have a separate power source outside of whatever the issues are of the local country. So there are certain things you can prep for ahead of time if you know where you're going and why. You know, your electronics. Obviously, some countries don't run on 110, 115 volt. They run 220. They will blow your equipment up if you don't have converters. Okay, so you got to look at converters. You got to look at different things. And then again, it's your budget and the country, the morals, the ethics, the things you're looking for. You got to have a budget. Don't come in here carte blanche and not have a fixed idea how much you want to spend a month. What's the point? Aren't you going to another country to actually put money up, save it, put it off to the side, invest in other things? You shouldn't be spending as much as you do in America, somewhere abroad where you have geo arbitrage and you can take advantage of your dollar.
What is geo arbitrage, if you don't mind sharing?
Geo arbitrage is what most passport bros and anybody that travels does. Indirectly or directly, they are basically playing the value of the American dollar against the global economy. Okay, so if you're in Thailand, if you're in Colombia, you know what your exchange rate for those pesos or those Thai bahts are. Okay, and if you're up and the cost of living is low there, you're doing what? You're benefiting. So all that means is you're benefiting from the economy and the countries you're going to based on the value, petrodollar, of the American currency.
True. There we go. All right, let's go to number one.
Choosing the right country. Again, like I said, why are you choosing that country? Is it because you want a big button smile, or because it's going to bring you peace? It has pastimes that you are going to love to do beside for maybe that big button smile that you might be wanting to go to or are popular in that area. Please have another reason to go into that country than for a lady. Have some personal interests, some goals that you want to achieve, whether it be personal goals to yourself that you can achieve without having to go outside, which you could do anywhere globally, but at least you're applying yourself because you're in a point of you're saving money, so you have less stress on your head, so you can focus on those things. A lot of people say, what's the phrase now? Well, you go dormant for a while. What do they call that? Right?
Monk mode.
Monk mode. Yeah. They tell y'all to go monk mode in America. Why would you do that? You're still spending a lot of money. Go monk mode somewhere else. Come back to America when you get your shit back together, if you even choose to come back to America by the time you get your shit together.
Good point.
Go monk mode in another country if you can afford to do that. If you're making money remotely, then you should be able to do that while you're figuring out. Here's a great thing. While I'm abroad, I don't have the stress and the overhead of trying to compete in America. I have less. And once you see my budget, you're going to see how much less I spend on everything in a month. So I had less stress on achieving the things of my comfort level that I need to achieve. Well, I can focus on learning certain things and learning the things I need to do in order to develop those income streams. While you're at home trying to compete to keep up and still trying to cross focus on the other things when you need that extra brain power to focus on that stuff, I don't have to worry about that.
I couldn't have said it any better. I'm living an example of it, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. So you're leveraging cost of living. You're looking at safety, the language barrier, visa options. I can stay in the Philippines without actually having to leave for up to 3 years. I just have to renew my visa on a monthly, 2-month, or 6-month basis.
Okay.
I don't have to leave and play the border run game.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's not go too fast on the visa part, because some guys
I'm not even. I just briefly touched that. I'm not even going to dig into that even because there's so many variables on visas, and it's very accommodating to Americans here. That's because they were priorly run by the Americans, so they have a mutual love and hate for each other.
Okay. So it's a little smoother, a little easier than
exactly
the border runs that quite often you have to do with other countries. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Then again, like I said, with your health, you're looking at medical, you're looking at pharmacies, you're looking at different things that you're going to go without if you go to a certain country. We want to look that those things are available. And then obviously climate, safety, those things are things you need to look at. How safe are you? You know, number 2 is health and medication. Again, I came out of the health and insurance and financial industry. I'm always going to harp on, don't leave somewhere to go somewhere worse and put yourself in jeopardy.
Right.
Be benefiting from these moves, not hurting yourself from them. So like I told you I did, I established my medical care right off the bat before I even came out to the province. I'm going to be here for a long time. It's not a freaking sprint. It's a marathon. Take your time, pace yourself. It's still going to be there tomorrow. You took this time to get there. Taking 30 days to establish yourself somewhere, acclimate, figure out whether you do or don't like something before you settle in. That's just good common sense. That's being logical, not emotional. Be purposeful when you do things like this.
I see one of the things on here that you have is carry your prescriptions and copies of medical records. A lot of guys don't realize how important that is, from dental to your eye exam records to any other physical records or your medication records. Andre and I have all that in one place in the States. I mean, one place here. So when we relocate to another country, we have all of our medical information in one place.
That's awesome. And I'm going to suggest one more thing that most military guys already have, especially if they did prior service. Get it digitally.
Okay.
Not only on a server, like a cloud server, but have a thumb drive, or we have ours on a CD-ROM. Now that's getting outdated, so I would transfer that to a thumb drive or something. So you have it on hand with you. A little bit easier than carrying a folder around. And what if you get caught in a fire and that gets burnt up?
True. Okay, cool. Still write notes.
Get it digital. Get it digitized as quickly as you possibly can, and get those records on a cloud server that's protected somewhere. Yep, exactly, T-Mac. And most military guys automatically know this, because when we get out and we start wanting to file our service connections, the first thing they'll do is we'll request a full copy of our medical service records so that we have those in evidence when we submit for our service connection. So we have that evidence, and then as you go through the VA system, everything they give you a paper copy, but you also have a digital copy. I don't know if you remember the movie. What was the movie with Patrick Swayze where he was a bouncer?
Oh, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. You notice how he had his medical file with him from town to town. Because it made it easier. He could outline how many times he got cut, how many stitches he had, how many broken bones he got from this incident, that incident. Aside from your scars, you actually have the medical documentation. Same difference.
It's kind of funny that you would say that, because as you were speaking, I was thinking like, okay, I got to take the whole folder, and even though I do have a scan right next to me, I have a scanner / a printer right next to me. But here in Colombia, which is going to be beneficial for me, Colombia sends you all your medical results, a copy of all your records, everything in email form. So all I need to do now is not scan anything. All I have to do is just take all of our records that's already in our email addresses, just put it to one in the cloud and flash drive, and I'm good. So I'm glad that you guys mentioned that, because I didn't even think about that part. But all of our all of our records actually come by way of email anyway. Like if I go to get an exam, the results of that exam comes in an email. So you don't get a paper copy. So our paper copies is what I've scanned off of, from the actual digital to our physical records. But you're absolutely correct. I need to take all those digital results that we've gotten and put them in an actual time-stamped digital form.
Right.
Wow. So
yeah. And for those that just have paper, you can go to any copy center, any place like that. They have very good scanners. I used to work for Icon and copier companies too. So they can pretty much scan anything, double-sided, doesn't matter. They can scan it all in. And once it's digital, lock it in. Just get it on a couple of thumb drives, and then upload it into the cloud on even on your Google Drive.
Yeah. I forgot the one I used to go to in the States with the name of it. It's like the franchise in every state, something printer. I forget the name of it. It's a franchise, and they're all over every city in the United States.
And as you know, any important document that needs to be verified by the state or anything else, you should be going to your local city government location, having it notarized, stamped, and they scan a copy into the city records. So now you have a backup to your backup on your important documents. Not only do you have a digital copy, you can always request a copy of that document from the city government that you went to get it logged in and scanned with them, and they notarized it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of all the things I need to get done now, like my birth certificate. Even though I have the apostille stamp on the birth certificate, I don't have a digital copy.
Yeah,
I got a lot of stuff that I need to scan.
You do official things, they're always going to ask for a certified copy of those important documents. Get ahead of it. Get it certified once, get it locked in, and then show that it's been certified and registered by a notary. They can always go back and request. Yeah.
All right, great suggestion, man. And I'm glad I kind of stopped you on that one, because I knew how important it is to have a copy of in Office Max, Staples, Office Max. Absolutely correct. You can get all these scans done it's not expensive. In order to have a digital copy as well as your paper copy of all your records.
Absolutely. Number 3 is power. Blackouts, electronics. Make sure your electronic works in the country you go to. Whether you buy inverters, portable inverters that you throw in your suitcase or whatever you're traveling with to get you by until you start buying electronics in that country or whatever you're using. But for your immediate needs, make sure you have a couple inverters or something that can handle the power increase from the wall. Now, what I did, besides for bringing a couple inverters in my suitcase, I was ahead of the game because I already had somebody I was coming here to meet up with. I shipped what they call a Baklaban box, Bayan box, which it's only $165, which is dirt freaking cheap. If you ever try to ship something overseas, and then you have postal inspections and all this other, the way this works, it's a pretty big box. And you can stuff it with as much stuff as long as it's up to a 2-man carry. The weight is no variable up until it's 2-man carry. You can put anything in that box. Obviously, that's legal. Food, seasoning, whatever the hell you want. All right. And then it comes over by freight, by ship, in a shipping container. And it doesn't go through inspection. Shipping containers run free through the immigration or through the inspection area. So pretty much a lot of Filipinos is famous for this, though they're all foreign overseas workers. They'll start shipping stuff from those countries that their families would like, and they can pile it on Spam cans, this, that, chocolates from different countries. And everybody loves American chocolate. I know I got an argument with Fearless about Swiss has got the best chocolate. I don't care. It's an American chocolate thing. Everybody wants American chocolate. So you can put up, like I said, 2-man carry. I shipped over here a small portable generator. Matter of fact, I still have it right here. I shipped this little thing over here.
Oh, wow.
This, okay. And it's solar generated. So I even sent over a couple of solar flat panels that I can regenerate the power on if the power is still out after it runs down. So I shipped that over with some solar panels and some other things I needed for my personal, right along with things for the family or whatever. And I shipped that over 2 months before I got on the plane.
Good idea. Real good idea.
Up to 3 months, sometimes 4 months, depending on how far the ship has got to go for your container to get to that country. Then they unpack the container and get it out to your province or wherever you have the address to. So I preempted a shipment before I even got on the plane of things I wanted to have here, knowing what I was preparing myself for. And that was already on its way before I got on the plane.
All right. I got a quick question for you. Are the adapters or the plug systems in the Philippines just like the system in the United States?
They're flat. You know how they have that one end that's a little fatter than the other? No, they're all straight, flat plug-ins, or they have the 2 little dots and they plug in that way.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And the reason why I asked that, because I pulled out our portable adapter that we use when we go to Europe, when we go to different countries, even some islands that have European style adapters that we've gone to, such as when we went to Curaçao, the island off the coast of Venezuela. Because it's a Dutch island, their plug system is Dutch. So this one is every form of plug-in. This has the on the side, it has where you could plug in your USB on the side. Then if I click this, it pulls out and you can see the American version that comes out just from clicking this button. If I click this button on this side, the European version pops out.
Right.
So I can either push this back in, and like I said, we've used it because when we were in Europe, we had to have this because you plug in on the back end, your American plug will go on the back right here. So back here, I plug in American, but into the socket in Europe, this would go into the socket.
Right. Now be careful. Make sure it's an inverter, not just a converter from one plug to another. It needs to be able to take that higher voltage and convert it down to your voltage, not just a plug inverter, like just to change the plug type. Don't do that.
We did that too. I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with 100%. And I made sure that this was able to invert at the same time. And so this right here is also part of Europe also. But you're absolutely correct. I had to make sure that this could take the voltage because, you can burn something up if you got the wrong thing and you're trying to plug it up and you're like, okay, I plug my hair dryer up into this. And if it burns up, then you're in trouble. So you do have to make sure that it go ahead. You got a story?
I ordered a luxury item. I love my Ninja blender and I love smoothies and making protein drinks. And so I ordered a Ninja blender. I finally got it here from Amazon because now they're starting to have Philippines Amazon. Other than that, you're getting it from Temu or someplace like Shopee.
Right.
All right. So I ordered it and for some reason they shipped it from Mexico. So I already knew there was going to be a power problem. and I plugged it into a standard like surge protector for the country, but it didn't have any inversion to it. It popped the fuse on the damn Ninja blender. They said, oh, well, all you have to do is unplug it and let it sit for a while. It'll reset. It never reset. Now, trying to get something shipped back in the Philippines, which means somebody has to come back and pick it up because they don't have a mail system. They only bring you stuff when you have stuff coming. We talked about this the other day. Yep. So trying to get somebody to come back and get that so I get my refund to get something else. That was in January. That product is still sitting in the box, brand new, blown to you, downstairs in my den area.
Yeah.
It is a pain. So yeah, make sure with the power situation, you guys are prepared for whatever the ants coming out of the wall. And sometimes it's not just the power, it's the ants that will blow something up. So make sure you prepare for that. Electronics background, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Then the big one for you ballers out there, yes, you need to put yourself on a budget.
Number 4.
Put yourself on a budget. Figure out what you're willing to spend and what comfort level that brings. Okay, there's not going to be all the conveniences in some countries. You're going to have to give up a couple things maybe. Or you can live like an American in another country and you just pay the equivalency of being in America. So then what is the point? It's not geo arbitrage, then it better be about peace.
No, you definitely don't want to go to another country and still be a parent paying American prices because you want to, not because the country is like that, because you decided to live that life like that. And now you're feeling overwhelmed economically because you decided to be a splurger every day. Fortunately, most of us who relocate to other countries, we don't think like that. We think we want geo arbitrage. We want to bang for our buck. That's the same thing that they're doing. Like I mentioned the other day, that they're doing with people that are relocating from California to Austin and Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas. That's geo arbitrage. They're taking that California dollar and converting it to smaller cities in Texas. Am I correct?
Yeah. Guess what? I lived in California. That's where I was fiduciary at. Guess what I used to advise my clients to do once all their kids moved out of their $700 to $1.45 million house? Sell your house because your kids are millennials. They're never all going to come back at once. You don't need a house with 7 bedrooms. You bought the house as an investment. Sell the house, go down south, buy a house that's equal size or maybe even a little bit smaller because you're still, again, not going to use all that. And then put the rest in an investment account.
Yes.
Start having a life. That was my best advice to all my clients in California.
Can't beat that.
I demonstrated it. I left California and moved down south before I got on a plane to fly over here.
There you go.
I did that.
I see you got almost like a breakdown: core expenses plus creature comforts plus health reserve.
Yeah, there are things you can't do without, and then there's things that you remember what we used to say. There are things that you want, and there's things that you like, and then there's things that you absolutely need.
Correct.
Let's break those things. What things do you need to survive? Then things, what would you like or what you want to have? And you can add those in according to whatever you want to add to your budget. Y'all saw that truck, right? I own that truck outright. I waited 5 months to buy that truck. I didn't just drop cash on it right away.
Right.
It was a little tester for her. One of the things I tell everybody that listens, you should not be exposing anybody from any country to your level of income until they can handle it. How did you act when you first came into money? You didn't know how to be responsible, fiscally responsible with the money and the access you had. Yes, you made it, and yes, you could replace it. But you don't ever put somebody in that situation, leading with your wallet, to where you expose them to that kind of income immediately. There's no gratitude, one, and there's no respect or appreciation for it, two. Because they think now the egg just grows on trees where you come from.
True. That's so true.
You have to work hard for it, even though you did. It took you years to get there. And you're exposing them something that you took years to grow up and have, to them having it instantly in seconds. What do you teach that person?
It's kind of funny that you would bring this up, Ronan. In all my 7 years, I never talked about that. I kind of kept that statement to myself, and I don't know why I did. Now I'll tell you how I understand that. I never told you guys, I have been so appreciative of Andrea being an accountant slash bookkeeper.
Yeah.
So many corporations here in Cali. I'm so appreciative that when she lived in Medellin, her and her uncle had their own company, their own business. And she's used to moving and maneuvering large sums of money for businesses around the country. So when it came to us, it was just second nature. It was just like Andrea does all our tax work. She's been doing tax work for years for businesses. So when it comes to us, it's nothing. I don't think about who's going to do our taxes. It's her. So, but I'm gonna say something. Now that I laid that foundation, I was appreciative of the fact that she was already, I never said this before, that she was already used to large sums of money.
Because a lot of them are not.
Because a lot of women aren't ready for large sums of money that the average American would consider average. But to them, that's large. We're going to get to that tonight. Large.
Yeah, you saw that slide, right? When it comes to the average income of a Philippine individual versus what you would just come with light money. A lot of people would consider light money.
Yeah.
And what you rank in the government or in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that one. I kind of kept close to the chest, but now that you talked about it, I have over the years. I was like, man, I'm glad my woman, is already accustomed to what I bring to the table, and even more than what
I think we need to speak up on that a little bit more, just to let guys know, hey, you're used to that, and you learned how to be fiscally responsible, being around it for a long period of time. But the first time you came on money, you blew it. Everybody blows it because you don't know how to be responsible. They have to learn that responsibility too.
True. And for those that don't think that Philippines got ACs, just look in the background. We see the AC back there too.
7 of them, bro. Every room got a damn split aircon.
I know, right?
Somebody was asking, how you deal with that heat? I think it was Kenneth or Kenny. Hey, that's how. There's split aircons in every room.
There we go. All right, let's go to number.
Yeah, we can go. And just before the flight, check out the passport. Make sure your documents are in order. See how long you can extend your visas. Make sure you got your eSIMs and everything ready to go. Your essential things that you're going to need. That they don't all have your. I'm 6'2", 285 pounds. They don't have Filipinas built like me. Certain things you want to bring or plan on shipping.
True. Shoes, pants.
Shoe size is a 14 at a minimum. Sometimes it could be cut to a 15. I'm not a small guy. I know that about myself. So I don't anticipate having somebody in the Philippines having my size in anything. I might get lucky every once in a while if I'm in one of those more international areas of shopping. But nah. I ship a lot of things, so I order them.
That's what I do. I after all these years, I found maybe one Reebok store and one store that sells size 13 dress shoes. But other than that, I remember me and Andrea spent one afternoon just going from store to store to store trying to find some shoes, and we couldn't find nothing, bro. Not even knock.
I have a hard time in America, and most Americans only stock up to a 12, maybe 20. You might get lucky in certain stores and find a 13 or 14.
Yep.
You ain't gonna find that on normal. I usually have to special order in America, so there ain't no way I'm coming to the Philippines and finding something that size.
Yeah, so those are the things. You're absolutely correct. Those are the things that you may want to consider shipping or bringing with you before you come over.
At least find a reliable company that you know are going to ship you good products, because we talked about with the dupes and getting fraud, counterfeit colognes and shit, you can get counterfeit clothes and dupes on that too. The last two are kind of important too, and it's learn a local area and daily routines. Get into a routine. Don't just come here and just veg out. You got to get into a routine every day. You have a routine back home, you need to get into a routine here, even if you work for yourself. Get up. I always tell you, I'm in the lab listening to you. I'm sitting in front of this computer working, learning AI, working on something that I have a concept for one of our shows or whatever. You know. So yeah, get into a daily routine. Getting up, taking a walk around the complex, working out for a little bit, having my coffee, getting settled into the day to actually push myself. I'm here to achieve a goal. That's, like I said, AI automation and income streams. While I'm coming into it, I'm looking at import, export, trying to work out deals in Asia, because there's so many different manufacturing places here. I'd be amiss if I don't have a couple things being developed for me that I can resell. I've been in sales for almost 35, 40 years. I'm always looking at angles.
I'm the same way with sales, so I agree with you. And I kid you not, and one of the number one things that
where'd Dre go? Did Dre just leave me? He did.
That was my fault. With my mouse, I hit something. I don't know what I hit, but that was my fault. So, but what I was about to say as I bring the slide back up, what I was about to say is that one of the number one things from my research and my experience of individuals that relocate to other countries is this, that they go back to the United States due to the fact that they didn't have a routine in their new country.
Yeah,
I think routine is, like you just said, the last two things are extremely important. A lot of people don't realize how important routines are when it comes to your relocating to another country. Bring your routines, not just your luggage.
Yeah, and then the last one is have an exit plan and have reserve cash. Do not blow your wad here.
There you go.
Have money in the bank. Have an exit plan if there's a national emergency here and you don't want to deal with their international or national emergency, to get on a plane and fly either somewhere closer to this country or go home for a little bit. Come back. But you got to have money to do that. So if you're not putting up money because you're saving money, because you're not spending as much, what are you really doing? You came here to save money. Nobody should be going back to America if you opt to go back to America without a damn 800 credit score. If you are going back and you're still in debt, what are you doing?
That's an excellent point that you're making, because a lot of people that leave America, even if you're leaving for good, sometimes take for granted their credit score that they have back in the United States. And I say, do not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you might be establishing a credit score in a new country, make sure you protect your credit score as much as possible back home. For example, I'll give you a perfect example. We were talking about this the other day when Paola was on the show, that you can use a loan, whether it be a personal loan or a business loan from the United States to purchase property in Colombia. So it may be hard for you to get a personal or business loan in Colombia, but you can actually get one with the right credit in the States. So don't take and even travel credit cards. You may want to get a credit card that give you points, but your credit score isn't good enough to allow you to have those points. So even if it's not buying property, even if you just want those travel points from a good credit card, you got to have the right credit. So I'm here to tell you, and Ronan is saying this as well, do not take for granted your credit score back home. Even though you might be at a point, such as myself and others, establishing a credit score also in a new country. Go ahead, Ron.
Right. If you're geo arbitraging in the first place, that's still using other people's money in order to get ahead, right? The credit card, the balance of whatever you can get on that credit card. So leverage it. Get your credit up, get your credit score up. You never know when you might need some available cash. You can pull off your card and pay it back. But pay it back. Don't forget about it because you're in a whole nother country and the United States can't come get you. Don't do that. Because you never know if you have to rush back because of that emergency or that extra plan has to be executed. All of a sudden, everything's leveraged to the hilt. You can't get nowhere, can't get out of nowhere. And maybe even if a parent dies or somebody that you really love back in the United States and you want to pay respects and fly back home, you ain't even got the money to catch a plane ticket. Shout out to my brother, Fearless Talk Live. We're going to be doing a debate tomorrow. So we put that off for years ago. But yeah.
What's the topic?
The topic is on Iran versus America.
Oh,
he's
man.
on the Iranian side that they should be able to do whatever the hell they want in order to get back. Attack anybody, do anything. And I'm like, nah, brother, that's a little too much. So that's all I'm going to give you for now. I'm not, because see, Fearless is famous for trying to box you in a corner and find out what your actual argument point is so he can. So no, you don't get none of that. I'm a spatial thinker. You're never going to chop me on a box.
There we go. All right, you ready for the next slide?
Yeah, let's get going. Let's go.
All right. Looking at your table, your budget.
1 year Philippines. So what I've learned, and here's the biggest thing, cost of living is dirt cheap here. You can get a lot.
Before you go into it, Ronan, if you don't mind, before you go into it, I want to say something real quick. Any of you guys, and if you don't mind, Ronan, any of you guys that are interested in any of the slides that we'll be presenting tonight, shoot me an email. Just say, hey, Dre, I saw if you don't mind, Ronan.
Oh, man, LJ already got my slides. What you mean?
If you are interested in the slides, y'all got my email address, Spence. Let me put the banner up for a split second while I'm talking. If you guys are interested in getting these slides that we're going to be going over, some very important slides that's give you step by step how to relocate out of another country, how his budget is when it comes to the Philippines, and even more. If you're interested, shoot me an email, say, hey, Dre, I saw you and Ronan. I'm interested in those slides. Could you send them to me? And I will send them to you. The only reason why you don't have them is because you didn't ask. So shout out to you guys and shout out to Ronan for what he's presenting tonight. Now let me be quiet and let you go ahead and present.
He said, tell Dre I got a Dominican passport coming.
Oh, there we go. Shout out to you, brother.
You know, congratulations, man. But, you know, he's been married for 7 years, got a brand new baby girl.
You're right.
Fearless is doing well. And he's in America. So, you know, kudos to you.
Right?
Breaking all stereotypes, right?
All of them. That's why I always say I know good couples that have come to the States and they are making it work with, and shout out to Fearless, shout out to El Guapo and a bunch of other individuals that are content creators that have wives from other, Dennis Sperling, his wife's from DR, that have wives from other locations and are living good lives. So the horror stories that one guy may have, that's not true for everybody else when it comes to bringing your woman back to the States.
Yeah, and it comes down to the type of person you are and what you will or will not tolerate and how you lay down what are your deal breakers, however you want to word that. You know, and what I said the other day on a different panel was, you know, you need to constantly be in constant communication with the person that you're supposed to be having a relationship with. People change over time through experience, life. So you always have to keep checking back in to see if that change is veering them off to the left. You can either steer them back in line with what your thought process is, or you can let them keep on going left until they grow so far away from you that you winding up in divorce court. But you'll never know because you don't know how to have a conversation with your woman. Or if you're a woman, listening to your man.
Good point. Good point. All right, let's go back.
All right, so on the right side, you can see right now it is 61.45 pesos per dollar, American dollar. So in the illustration, so right there, $2,500 and $3,000, you can see the level of income that is to the Filipino peso. That's a lot of money. And on the next slide, you're going to see real quick. You can go ahead and flip to the other side where it says my budget, because I think that's going to be a better one, or the peso, the one that says peso. Yeah, that's it. So in the last year, I came in May of last year, 58.7. It's now up to 61.5. Right there in the center on the blue, you can see the average monthly income of a Filipina is 21,000 to 28,000 pesos per month. And even at 25, 2,000, or even 3,000 pesos, you're in the hundreds of thousands of pesos. Now, a lot of y'all are in six-figure land, have investments and everything else. Now, if you look at the chart right underneath the average monthly income, you can see where you rank. With 3,000 USD a month, you're in the top 4%.
Say that again for the back of the church.
The top 4%, only at $3,000. $36,000 a year in America is a top 4 percentile in the Philippines. The way I live at is a gated guarded community with not only doctors, lawyers, politicians, and everyone live in the same complex that I live in.
Same thing here in Colombia with us. Yep.
So if you're above 3,000 average on your income in retirement, you're already cream of the crop. And like I said, your blue passport not only gives you access, but it also makes you a target. Be wise.
True.
They know you make money, and a lot of it compared to them. You're not hiding. Oh, I know Spanish. That don't matter. They know you're an American. What you can't say in English, you can say in dollars. Or in Spanish, sorry. Or in Tagalog. Or in Thai. They know you bringing home them dollars. And I'm sorry, hypergamy is everywhere. And people say escape the matrix. Not the matrix, okay? Even if you jump from the American server, and that's all it is a server, you're not escaping the matrix at all. The game is global now. You're just jumping from one software program and one basis to another, from one server to another. This is the programming's different. And that's even changing now with social media and internet and everything else, because everybody's exposed to everybody else's beliefs. It's whether they hold to those beliefs and the structure they were born in and fight against whatever those social normalities are supposed to be over the internet.
So if a person is making $2,000 a month based on, if we look at the bottom right hand underneath the blue gentleman, it says monthly income. US, if you're bringing in $2,000 a month, just 2,000, you're in the top 15% in some areas.
Mm-hmm.
In other areas, you're in the top 20, and in providential, kind of like rural areas, you're in the top 10%. Just bringing in $2,000 a month, 2,500 is the same thing, and then the 3,000 puts you in the top 5 nationally. Wow. $3,000 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right, Mr. 007. You know, learning the language is also a barrier of comfort, of knowing what people are saying without having an interpreter. I'm not saying don't learn the language, but no matter whether you learn the language or not, they still know you're an American. And they know what kind of dollars you're bringing. You just understand whether they're talking behind your back.
True.
But learn the language, yeah, absolutely. Be a part of the community. You know, I got to learn 2 languages here, because they speak Ilocano. My lady speaks Visayan Ilocano, which is their local language just to this province.
Wow.
Aside from Tagalog. and then they speak English. There's 4 languages in this area alone, in this province. And we walked through the airport the other week or so when we flew to Manila, and she was speaking Ilocano, and they knew by the language and how she accented her words how deep of an Ilocano she was. And it was only one guy at the desk that knew that Ilocano language and how deep it was. But if you look at her, she's got curly hair and everything else, so they already know something's up. Because a lot of them either straighten their hair or they don't have it as curly as hers. So yeah, that's the peso exchange rate. So am I geo arbitraging? You damn straight I am.
There you go.
And in the next slide, you're going to see how my budget looks.
Okay, did I go? Am I correct?
Yep, that's it. So my budget in the nutshell, my house is $800 USD, and that's because I'm dealing with an American. I'm paying his full boat right now for his mortgage. I got kind of pushed into that because when I was at my Airbnb, I thought I had secured a location that was smaller, 2-bedroom instead of a 4-bedroom, and it was for far less. The only reason I didn't get that space is because the real estate agent felt insulted that the owner tried to run up the number on me by a little bit to me, but a lot to her. So she went back to the owner and was like, why are you trying to make me look bad? Why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And so she blew up the deal. I was willing to pay the extra. I didn't care. I just wanted the spot. It's still in the same community. It would have saved me $500 more, less than I'm paying now. Mm-hmm. So the owner, being an American, being Puerto Rican, and being an engineer, that's what he does globally. He knows I was stuck, and I just went ahead and paid the full $800. He actually let me set the price, but he wasn't going to go too much lower.
Right.
So I've been here almost a year. The lease is coming up in July. He doesn't listen, so I don't have to worry about this. But what I told everybody on the live was I'm going to wind up getting that to $400. This next lease. And why I say that is he's tried to put this house on the market couple years before me and up until I moved in. Nobody's buying this house for what it's worth. They don't have the money. Economy's down, everything else.
Right.
So I just ran it down to him. I've been in sales, right? I know about money. I know how money works, and I'm going to take advantage. So look, I said, look, I'm not going to stay here another year if we can't talk about the lease rate. I said, I got kind of pushed in this $800 one because I was running out of time. I thought I secured the location. Last minute got pulled on it. Rug pull. So I said, look, we can talk about maybe cutting this down to $400 a month and continue on, or I can move out and you can suffer the cost. Because I told you he's moving out of the country, right? Him and his wife going back to Puerto Rico.
Right.
You can either foot that whole bill, $800 a month on your own, or I can subsidize you and give you $4 and you pay the other $4. But it's better than you paying the whole boat by yourself. I'm rude like that. But I'm direct because I know what I bring to him as far as value. I'm saving him $400 a month no matter what. Why would I pay the full boat?
Right.
It's his property. It's his to fucking deal with. It's his for him to sell if he can ever sell it. But I'm not going to suffer paying his whole mortgage to lighten his load. I don't know the guy. So by the time we negotiate that, my budget's going to actually go down by another $400.
There we go.
So my as you can see on the chart, my lease is $800 a month. My cable bill is barely $30 a month. My water bill is $25. Electric is the most expensive thing in this house, and that usually runs about $244 at the most. And then I spend about 12 to 15,000 pesos, and I'm buying 4 kilos of chicken, 3 kilos of fish, and all the ancillary, salads and seasonings and different things like that every month.
Right.
And I'm barely breaking 200 to 250 a month. So my overall budget for the month is anywhere from $12.44 to $1,300.
Okay.
Where can you live in America that covers everything like that for that amount? Comfortably. This is a 4-bedroom house. You saw the outside of it. I'm upstairs in a little loft area where my office is. And I got a truck. And by the way, it's crazy the way property and everything is sold here, including vehicles. I used to sell trucks. I used to sell cars.
Right.
We all know cars depreciate in value. Not in the Philippines, it don't. They can charge you whatever they want, just like the land. There is no MLS here for real estate, and there's definitely no Kelly Blue Book in the Philippines.
It's the same thing here in Colombia, man. We
They
had
charge you whatever you want, and if it's a truck, a four-wheel drive, especially off-road vehicle, lifted and everything, it holds its value. That's a 2015. That's a 2015 truck I brought, and I brought it at $450. By the time I sell, and by the way, the other extra ancillary stuff like the lift kit and all that stuff, my lady just replaced all that. She paid it. How many women y'all know will go out and enjoys the same things you like and actually add to, not take away?
There you go.
She bought those rims. She bought those tires. She actually had the lift kit redone. She put an off-road antenna on there for a CB, a snorkel. She did all that. So tell me how I'm getting rubbed.
She put the snorkel on there. She got the snorkel paid for. I ain't mad at her. I'm not mad.
No, she didn't do that in little bites.
I know
did it
as far as paying for it, right?
Yeah. She like toy trucks too. And then let me tell you, this little girl here, man, I swear to God, she scares me because she loves riding bikes. And I seen her on the farm where she was jumping motorcycles. And I'm not talking little 350s. She just brought over and she just gave it to her brother. A 750 horsepower freaking.
Oh, she did give it the 750s.
Bruh, that thing comes roaring up the street and her dad's driving it right now, right? And her little brother, he's like 19, starting to learn. Man, that little light thing riding a 750 horsepower damn motorcycle. Bruh, she called me one time when I was still in America and I saw her. I'm like hearing this. I'm like, she's video calling me. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I'm heading home. It was nighttime and everything. She was like rolling down the street. I'm like, what the hell are you driving? She goes, on my motorcycle. I said, you going that fast on your motorcycle? Get the hell up off this thing and call me when you get home so I know you made it.
Oh, man, they get me down here.
Bruh. She will weave in and out of town. Like, nah, man, I can't do it. I can't. I never learned how to ride a motorcycle, and it's too late for me. I'm beyond that. I'm brittle. I'm 58. I ain't doing this shit. And I knew if I ever learned, I was a speed demon in a car. I knew if I had a motorcycle, I'd probably have already lost a leg by now.
Wow.
I don't respect speed like that. I speed. So I get it. I just stayed away from it because I would be abusive with it, like her. But yeah, she gets down, bro.
Okay, you know the questions are rolling in. Any sisters, any cousins, any best friends?
Yeah, the younger sister, and man, she's younger, man. How old is your sister, babe? She's what? Nah, she's too young for y'all, man. I ain't even gonna say. She's 18 years old. Nah. She wants an American too. But her older sister is married to a foreigner. She's married to a Frenchman. He's very wealthy. You know, but yeah. She's too young for y'all right now. But she would love to meet an American man, believe me. Especially after seeing me.
Of course. Of course.
So we got the heads up on America here. So but yeah, the budget is right where it needs to be, comfortable. You know, not overly too high, very comfortable, very cost worthy, and very comfortable. Like I said, I got 7 split air cons, water, everything straight. And even with the split air cons, you can see what my electric bill is, even if I ran them all. That's it. And they run all day, every day.
And so I like how you got it broken down percentage. Like right here, the house is, let me move this over.
64%, yeah.
Yeah, house is 64%. The utilities make up 24%, and 11% is the food. And a lot of guys don't realize that when you see guys that can't afford to live outside the United States, I want to say this, guys, a lot of it is because of your luxury spending. It's not of the housing budget. Ronan's budget is right around ours. Ours is right around the $1,300 to $1,500 mark. And a lot of guys will roll through their money fast, but it wasn't the budget that did that. It was your luxury tax that you were putting on yourself. You want to go to the club every night. You want to eat out every night. You want to sponsor the ladies. You want to, you want to be the one that pays for her Uber every time she comes over, or the ladies come over. All that adds up on you when you're in another country, not your actual budget. So if you can sit back and just kind of like take your time with the luxury tax that you're going to put on yourself and be wise with that budget, I'm telling you, the budget of living in another country, it won't hurt you as much as you guys think. It won't hurt you.
The things you need versus the things you would like and want. Keep that in your head. Take care of the things you need first, and then you can add in every once in a while some of the things you might like or want. It's that simple. Be disciplined. That's a big word for a lot of y'all because unfortunately, some weren't taught to have discipline. Were taught after coming out of their homes. Believe me, I've broken the son husband rule a long time ago. I am nobody's son husband. I don't believe in a woman running my life. And what she taught me is half of what she taught me and should have taught me. I even went back one time and said, Mom, you taught me how to cook. You taught me how to clean. You taught me all these things about how to treat a woman. How come you never told me how vindictive, sneaky, and all these other things? Oh, I wanted you to find out. What? I wanted you to find that out on your own. Wait a minute. So you still got girl code going on. I'm your son.
Yep.
That's the thing off the rip you should have told me. But you want me to go and discover that on my own? That tells you the mentality.
Yeah, good point. On your own, like Patti LaBelle used to sing.
On my own.
Yep. Once again, one more time. Okay, here we go. Budget. Yeah. Let's go over the budget notes.
All right. So the lease is fixed. Obviously, you can do month to month. Some places, obviously, you're doing Airbnb, depending on how long you're staying. But I would tell you to try to get into a fixed lease if you plan on staying for a long period of time.
First month's last month's rent. And do you need a cosigner?
You don't need a cosigner because there ain't nothing about credit here. Kind of probably like Colombia. They don't necessarily run credit like that. Right. I don't know. But obviously, because the cost of living is so whatever, and people don't make that much, it ain't nothing about credit here that really people can leverage because they can't really afford it. With me, all they wanted, the best thing you can do is get everything notarized and certified because people like to change their minds here. And sometimes people are not even legally the one that can sell or do any kind of deals because there's 10 people on the freaking on the deed.
Yeah, that's how it is here. That's crazy.
And you got to verify that all 10 people signed because some brothers and sisters might sign for them and say, yeah, they signed. No, they did not sign. And later in life, they'll come back and say, hey, I never signed that or agreed to any of this. Then it goes to court. And I found out in the Philippines, guess what? Even if you're right, you're wrong. They have empathy for the person committing the crime. Say you buy land and you don't build on it for a while. You decide to go back to the United States. You buy the land. You say, yeah, I'm going to come back and double back and I'm going to build on it. But in the meantime, while you're back in the States or somewhere else, somebody moves in on your property and puts a little Nipa hut there.
Yep.
They're squatters now, right? You got to evict them. You got to go through that process, right? When you get to court, even though you're proven right, they should have never moved on your property. The judge is like, well, what are you going to do to displace them? How are you going to put them? Wait a minute, that's not my responsibility. I don't care. They do. They don't want the responsibility to do it. The country don't want the responsibility to do it. So even if you're right, you still got to pay to get rid of them. It's the same country where you can commit a crime and pay to get yourself out. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. It takes money to play, and it takes money to get out of what you're playing in.
Hey,
know the rules of the game and what country you in.
Hey, and it's kind of some of the rules that you're mentioning apply here in Colombia. Those exact same thing that you just mentioned, all of it.
It's not so black and white. Well, I'm going in with American. No, American laws are not the same as other laws.
True.
And there are loopholes to the laws in other countries because money rules everything.
Yes.
If you have enough, doesn't matter the level of the crime, you can buy your way up out of it.
Excellent point. Excellent point. All right. You got another slide after this one?
Good.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Philippine cultural identity. This is one of the things why people come to the Philippines. Why, people like Filipinas. Why? Because they have cultural similarities to what? The United States. They're a Christian-based country. They're Roman Catholic more so than just Christianity, obviously, because you had Spain here first. Then you had America to follow up. So they have strong religious values. That family you saw at the beginning in that picture, her father and mother have kept her covered. She goes nowhere without somebody in the family with her.
There you go.
Nobody talks to her while somebody in the family is with her. Matter of fact, somebody she's got a man. Oh, she's engaged. They'll speak for her. They don't even let her come out with anything. No, she's taken.
Sound like Andrea family, man. I swear.
Quick with it too. I mean, she don't even get to open her mouth to do it for herself. They all up in it. Nah, she good. So marriage is really, really high here, and this is one of the only countries that have not legalized what? Divorce. There is no legalized divorce in the country of the Philippines. Okay. Now you can get an annulment, but that might take 4 years, a lot of money, like almost up to 5,000 USD. And the judge at the end of the 4 years could turn around and say, nah, y'all are still together. So one of the reasons why they have what they call a Cinemar here is because there's a lot of Filipinas and Filipinos that could still be possibly married while they're dating you. And guess what they do have here? They do have no insanity laws. If a husband wants to come back, even though he might already have another Filipina and a whole bunch of kids, feels like he's butthurt over the fact that you're an American dating his ex-wife. Well, they're not exes, right? He can still come here and self-delete you and get away with it. Be careful who you mess with in certain countries. True. Especially with those kind of laws. And I'm telling you, a lot of law enforcement people are like this too. So if you got the law on your side and you're a law enforcement individual, you know how far you can get away with things. And by the way, you can't carry a gun in this country as a foreigner. You don't even have that level of protection, but they do. And since you're bigger than them, they're real quick to pull.
There you go. That's a good point.
So be careful. Make sure you run and ask and re-ask and all kind of nightmare stories. Sunshine Shoulders is famous for telling you every nightmare story about Filipino relationships with foreigners. How they've leveraged, taken everything, how they were previously married or had boyfriends. Matter of fact, a brother just got interviewed by BMT that was talking about how he was dating this Filipina and wound up, she had a whole boyfriend and she wouldn't commit to him. Then he goes to Thailand and F's it up again there. So at a certain point, you got to start looking at yourself and say, you're the common denominator. It's not them. They just weren't feeling you. They entertained you for what? The money. But at the end of the day, when it came down to commitment, and this dude was such a simp, he cooked for her. She stayed at his place, free rent, free food, and he cooked for her. Damn. Bruh, really?
For a Thai chick? Damn.
No, Filipina.
He cooked for a Filipina. Oh,
And the Thai. Yeah, he did both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now come to think of it, as the story goes. Yep.
Yeah, that's taboo.
I can't cook, man. I can throw down. I love the grill. I love the cook. I have my own recipes. I have my own dry rubs. I have a whole bunch of shit. I'm from Kansas City. I grew up in Kansas City majority of the time. So you see it. You already know what's good down there.
Yes, sir.
So I got here and they don't season as much as we do. I got her involved with the seasonings and teaching her certain things. Once she figures out the recipe, but I can't even go in the kitchen now. My salmon, she's cooking it. The chicken, she's cooking it and seasoning it. I can't get in that kitchen. She look at me crazy half the time. Every once in a while, she's like, "You make your fish?" But really what she's trying to do is figure out what my recipe is so she can steal it and start cooking it herself.
OVO, obviously.
Right.
OVO.
Right. So if you ain't got somebody willing to do that, oh boy, it was off from the jump is why I said this. You cooking. She ain't even trying to beat you up out the kitchen to cook. Come on, that's something standard in most of these countries. These women should be wanting to cook for you. If they ain't cooking for you, then you already know you going down the wrong road.
That's true. Because Andrea takes pride, no matter how corporate she is, no matter how Miss Bachelor's degree and all the accolades that Andrea has. Andrea will tell you that kitchen is mine. What are you doing in here? Hurry up. And I'm like you. I love to cook. But Andrea, even before, dude, it'll be before. Like I'm coming from the gym. I said I'm going to make me blah blah blah. I'm going to cook me some. Andrea would have already cooked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea would have already cooked, left the meal. When we first started dating, and some of you guys have heard this, but when we first started dating, and I was coming here to Cali, we had met. I went back to the States. We're doing the long distance thing. But when I was coming back, because I'm in Florida, so I could come back like a lot more than other guys. And so Andrea would still be working full time. She had clients. She had businesses that she was doing bookkeeping. And I came down during a time period when it was audits were going on. So she's really gone. She'd get up early in the morning, make my breakfast. I'm still in bed. Breakfast, lunch. She'd go to work. And I didn't see Andrea again until after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock when she got off work and she came home. And that was everyday routine. So even though she was working full time at that time period, she still made sure that I was taken care of, even though I was going to be here for maybe like 2 weeks, a month. She made sure that I was always well taken care of. And to this day, she's still like that.
And I guarantee you, if she didn't or wasn't cooking, her parents would be all over her ass. Like my lady be at her parents' house or whatever, doing something with her mom. Her mom's garden is her pride and joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be there for a while. She goes, "You need to go home and cook." But you've been away from your man too long. Get home, type of thing. You know what I mean? Has he eaten? Did you leave something at the house for him to eat?
Oh, bro.
Now listen, this is how much I know they cook. I'm the first person to expose her to a microwave. She ain't never seen a microwave in her life. She cooked everything on the stove or on fire. And they cook off of the fire too. So they have a back outside kitchen and they have an indoor kitchen. Outside is a wood fire and they will burn on a wood fire. They can cook great on a wood fire as well as they can cook great inside on a gas stove, butane stove. It's not even central gas. It's a butane stove with tanks. Okay. So they can cook either way.
Yeah, we don't have a microwave. Dude, I have not touched a microwave since I left the States. And we got all type of appliances. We got the rice cooker.
But there's so much food in this house, bro. There's so much. Her mom cooks. Her dad cooks. They bring food to this house 3 to 4 times a day. I'm like, babe, I can't eat all this food. I'm trying to lose weight. And you keep on feeding me food because your parents, tell them to stop cooking. I appreciate it, but tell them I'm trying to lose weight. I don't need all this food in my face all the time.
Shout out to Theo. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. You are not alone. I kid you not.
So never been exposed to a microwave, and now she's so appreciative to even have that microwave. You know, I'm like, stop. That she's so appreciative just to have a microwave. Now I just got an air fryer, bro. That's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I love air fryer.
Bro. Oh my goodness. Whole another convenience in itself. They are not so spoiled, but then find a woman that's appreciative of the small things.
Yes, sir.
Not entitled to them.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah, that leftover lechon now, Danny, is gonna be fire because you can get it back to being crispy and everything in that air fryer. Yeah, but I don't eat lechon. That's her thing. I eat lechon manuk, but I don't eat lechon. I'm not a big pork like that. So
I haven't had pork
yeah,
yet.
they eat everything from the rooter to the tutor. That's why I say the Filipinos are the black community of the Asian culture.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
Big heavy. Okay, anything from a pig, they eating it, and crisp it up to where it's perfection. Chicharron, all that.
All right. Let's look
But
at
let me read this corner real quick. There's a very important warning, important nuance. Not every Filipino family is the same. Not every American relationship is stable. There's a lot of unstable. This graphic highlights broad cultural patterns and alignment factors, not stereotypes. What works for me might not work for you because you're not me. You need to apply yourself. You need to do your own research. Check out who you're dealing with. Make sure they're real. Continue to vet. This is not a culture you can come into. They're used to seeing Americans since the 1800s when the Spanish owned them. You ain't coming here being brand new. You can't finesse them. Most likely they're finessing you. I'm coming here with that. I'm trying to tell you, just like you can't go down south in those Latin community. You can't do that over here. They know better.
True. Another thing to piggyback off of what you're saying, Ronan, the guys don't realize, Ronan is letting you know the importance of vetting, but I'm going to let you guys know to piggyback, you're being vetted yourself. A lot of you guys don't realize, you think you come to these countries with a pocket full of money and a nice smile, and you're supposed to automatically be accepted by her and the family. And I am here to tell you, a lot of you guys have been rejected by the family. Even if you weren't rejected by her, she ends up rejecting you because once the family met you, they were like, "Nah, girl, he ain't the one."
Mm-hmm.
Waste your time with him.
Hence why the brother went back to Thailand with no Filipina, and she went to the Filipino boyfriend that she already had, and he's cooking and cleaning and doing everything for her.
Yeah, you are being vetted.
And by the way, the family already has me on the wall and on a mantelpiece in the house, right next to the brother. I'm not even married yet. The brother-in-law that is married, that's French. They don't even like him. They tolerate him. They literally love me. That they got more pictures of me. Her sister saw all the pictures. The one that's married to the French guy, was like, "Damn, what the hell's going on here?"
Like, is this what we doing? He invaded the whole.
White, like I said during the cologne commercial, we are famous. Black men are famous for smelling good, looking good, dressing well, and holding themselves with a certain decorum.
Yeah,
strong demeanor.
Yes, sir.
Her older sister begs her husband to take a bath.
See, yeah, those French dudes.
I told you Filipinos take 5 baths a day at least. And she's like, "Nah, this dude needs help to go and find some water and be introduced to it."
Dang. Yeah, the French are famous for funk. They are famous for funk.
Remember that movie I told you to watch, Perfume? Go watch it. Yeah. But yeah, I needed to read that disclaimer because what I might be able to do, you might not be able to do.
True.
Like I said, I've been around Filipinos a long time. You grew up with them. You dated one. So you understand the families are really tight. But at the end of the day, they're not all the same.
No.
You have to vet the family as well as vet her.
That is so true. All right. Anything else on this one?
Nope, we good unless you see something you want me to bring up.
Let's go over or did we already go over this? Why this can support long-term relationship? Why this, meaning this list that you have down here, can support long-term relationships?
Move our faces so I can see.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So I can see those under. I'm a cheat code. There you go. One, they believe in the sanctity of marriage. Where in America it's convenient when you're not happy to run and go and get a divorce, you can't do that in the Philippines.
True.
The family frowns upon it. There's a pride factor and everything else that goes. What's up, big Alex? So there's a family thing that is involved with not only within the way they act and how they hold themselves, but within the values behind marriage. Her family is so loving. Her mom and dad are so loving to each other. You know, you can even see her light up when she sees her mom and dad cuddling and being extra when she's in their presence. Right. She enjoys to see that. When you see that kind of love coming from not only the mom and dad, but from her appreciating seeing that and wanting to emulate that, you already know you're up the right road. And then faith is another thing. Loyalty, commitment, those things have value and worth and mean something. Shame is something that means something here. That's why even back in the day when I used to come here and I was in the military in Olongapo, I knew some of the bar owners and everything, and they would literally know the schedule of porting ships, because you could have anywhere from 5 to 6 ships in a port. Each one of those ships hold anywhere from 750 to 3,000 men, sailors, Marines, coming off that ship after being on water for 3 months or so, not having no alcohol, no women. So they'll tear up a town if you ain't set up right? So they will haul in girls from the provinces to fill up that town like Vegas on the weekend, right? But those Filipinos didn't want that exposure. Back then, we didn't have cameras. You had cameras, but you had what? Film. It wasn't getting out on the internet for their moms and families to be exposed to them doing what they're doing to make money for their family. Now with the advent of YouTube, internet, and everything else, you're exposing some of these women that don't want to be exposed while they're trying to do a job to feed their family, just to brag and boast.
That's
not the way it was set up. But they had it set up to where they would balloon up a town like Vegas when they knew ships were coming in. And then once the ships left and they weren't coming back for a period of time, those girls would go home like a little mini vacation. Next time they knew the cycle was coming in where ships are going to be porting again, if the bars needed them, they call them up and they'd be in town.
All right. A little bit of trivia.
Just long-term relationships are very successful in the Philippines. It's not a high divorce rate here because they do try. Now, if you're talking about an American Filipino versus a Filipino raised in that kind of environment, they just as bad as any Western woman that you can possibly meet, maybe even worse.
Wow. You said right here, you said foreign men may find strong alignment with traditional family goals.
Yeah. Like I said, the covering, the things that we believe in religiously, a woman should be covered until she leaves her home.
True.
The woman should be covered by her father until you assume responsibility for that woman. Those are godly roles. That's what I believe in. Those are the values I look for. If a woman's not covered, she doesn't have a father in the home. And we have a big problem with that in America. Why? Because of what's going on in our society. That's not here.
I kid you not. It's kind of funny that you would say that because I'm doing flashback in my mind now. I said that about Andrea back in the day. And I kid you not, Ronan, it was like she had her dad and she had all these pseudo fathers that surrounded her. Her uncle was a pseudo father. The way he talked to me. Her dad was the father. Her brother was a pseudo. I think Camilo was like 15, 16. He thought he was a dad. Now, you know my sister. I never
Right.
forget that first phone call. Now you know my sister. She's a good one. She's not like the rest of these. I'm Camilo, 15 years old, and I'm thinking like 16 maybe, and I'm thinking like, okay, little man, I'll humor you. We on the phone, we're talking. Andre's sitting right next to me. He tells her to give him the phone, and it's just so amazing to see these women encased by positive men.
Right.
In their lives, whether it be or around their lives, whether it be male examples, friends, or whether it be family, whether it be co-worker, they just circled around positive men that a lot of you guys don't realize. Certain foreign women you will never get access to because she circumferenced around enough men to keep her from certain elements, certain communities, certain neighborhoods. So when you guys always make a statement that all women in one country are like this, or all women in another country like this, we're here to tell you there are a group of women that you guys will never
meet.
You will never meet because her mom, her dad, her uncles, her brothers, all the males in her families circumference her so certain behaviors don't take place, and only one or two guys will ever make it into the cocoon of her life around the men. I kid you not. I noticed that immediately about Andrea. Immediately.
And if they get a whiff of impropriety or something, you out of there.
Bruh.
10 toes deep. They all up in front of her like, nah, you're not welcome.
Bruh, I kid you not. They can sniff it out. I kid you not. Her whole family basically was like, they wanted to make sure if I was for real. They said, okay.
Yeah.
Because like I often said, Christmas was getting ready to come in a couple of months. And I said, well, I'll be back during Christmas. And Andrea knew, but nobody else in her family knew. And so when I left, and they were like, he's a real good dude, blah, blah, blah. But let's see if he's serious, or is he another one of those Americans that want to come down here and try to use our daughter, our niece, my sister. So everybody that surrounded her didn't trust me immediately because I was being vetted, and I understood, because they're like, listen, you are not going to do to me what some of you guys are doing to the Paisa women, what you're doing to the women in the Atlantic coast, the Cartagena women. You are not going to do that to Andrea. And so everybody kind of like had their arms folded initially when I was meeting them, right? Kid you not? Dad like this, like the mafia. Everybody else like this. And they liked me. They were very respectful, good family to this day. But it was so funny to see how protective they are over the women in their family. Once I got to know everybody, 30-year marriage, 27-year marriage, 16-year marriage. Both grandmas were married all the way until the granddaddy died. And so I'm looking like, I get it now. I understand why they are so protective of all the women in their family.
Add to that,
most
of them never got remarried.
Yeah.
They lost their significant other. They went to death after that first marriage. They would not get remarried.
So when I finally came down for Christmas, Ronan, as some of you guys have heard, that's when they believed. They were like, okay. Because they were thinking like, is he married back home? Do we got some kids back home? Do we got a girlfriend back home? He could say anything while he's here. But then when I came down, they were like, well, when is next time Andrea's coming down? And Andrea said, he'll be here in a couple months again for Christmas. And they were like, what? Yeah, he's coming down for Christmas, and then the Petronio Alvarez, not Petronio, but the Salsa Festival, which is like to the end of the year. We're gonna spend New Year's here, and then he's gonna go back home after beginning of the year. And they're like, what? And so that's when they realize, oh, he's for real.
Oh yeah, Christmas. If you have a whole nother family or kids, you ain't coming down there.
You ain't coming down.
Oh yeah, they already looking at that angle.
Yeah. So I understand completely where you're coming from when you're saying that the family is protective of her, and not every man could just waltz into her life because they've seen things that she hasn't seen, and they understand that.
Yeah, Absolutely. And like I said, the Cinemar, I think Joseph tried to say it's Cinemar, not Cinemac, but I get what you mean. Yeah, that's a requirement. You should be wanting to ask her Cinemar. Now, I'm going to put you guys on a little game. This is my game.
There we go.
All right. Look, every woman I've ever dated for the last 10, 15 years, there's a little website that's out there and it's free. It's called 16personalities.com. In order to talk to me,
16personalities.com.
16personalities.com. In order to talk to me, you need to go take that test. I got stipulations for me even wasting my time with you. I need to know your mindset. 16personality.com gives you a 4-digit code with an extra letter. I'm an INFJA. If you're in psychology, you understand what Myers-Briggs is. If you're in sales, you understand what Myers-Briggs is. Because they use that to figure out what type of personality you are in order to get the best performance out of you in work. And it also says who you are as a person indirectly, because it's indirect thinking. If you answer those questions right, you're going to find out exactly what you're about. Even if you don't know, read up on who you are. And I guarantee you it's accurate as hell.
Okay, let's do that.
See, Mr. 007, he says, I'm an ENTJ. I'm an INFJ, and T-Mac is an INTJ. See, some people know. Now, here's the thing. If you know who you are, make sure you know who your women are. Go make them take that test.
Is this the website?
Yep. And it's free. Guess what? Nothing better than free. 99.
All right. There we go.
All you guys out there, you want a little key on who your woman is? Tell them to go take that test. Kind of fun around with it. Hey, I'm an INFJ, but I'm not going to tell you what that is until you take your test. As a matter of fact, you'll figure it out once you go over there. But go answer those questions and tell me what your code is. And then guess what? There are all kind of YouTube channels, all kind of information out there. Once she gives you that code, she just opened the doors to tell you who she was without she having to say a word. And they're simple little questions. Simple little questions. Take you 10, 15 minutes to answer them all. But once you have that code, you have a whole key to who that person is that you're dealing with. And you can anticipate certain things. So you won't overreact if you know her personality. Well, she's not doing that to be harmful. She's doing that because that's her personality trait. Like I said, communication, understanding. You got to understand who you're dealing with. Sometimes they're verbal cues and sometimes they're non-verbal cues. Don't have me start getting into the sales talk in here, Andre.
I already know.
Hey, leaning forward, leaning back, crossing your arms. You know what I'm saying? They're all kind of verbal and non-verbal cues in communication. And part of being in the sales, you got to have a psychology kind of like background. Even when I was exposed to knowing that I had PTSD, you know how they try to throw you in group? Yeah. I said, no, I've been in sales way too long. I know how to answer in public the proper things to say. In order to get everything out of me and me to do the work, I need somebody to challenge me in person. So I had one-on-one therapy. I would never do group therapy.
Yeah, that's what I had 101.
She could call me on my bullshit. I just know what to say all the time. I can turn it on, turn it off. After a while, you already know how to do that.
All right. Let's go to the before we go to the what you should do before you pass on slides. I got a video montage.
I thought we had one more.
We had one more?
Was it 6? Or was that 5?
I think it was.
I think we had 6 slides for that one.
Let me make sure. Important notice. Oh, we do have one more. Cool. Ooh, we do have one more. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. Why peace matters. Why peace matters.
And I kind of just touched on it with having been diagnosed with PTSD from my military service. Mental health is very important. Men's mental health especially is very important. I'm a veteran, so it's more important for me because of the different traumas I've already experienced, not only in my life, but actually in war. So that's a whole nother level of trauma that we're always taught to what? Suppress. You know, but they never let you release all that suppression. So you get to a point where you pop. And depending on who you are, you can pop different ways. And that's the biggest thing about military guys. A lot of guys that I've known, I've kind of counseled through this and worked through them. I'm not a counselor, but I've just gone through it enough that I know what to anticipate. And I had a brother of mine, and he's a white guy. We were both in insurance together. He worked for Transamerica like me, but he was higher up. He was like a VP. And he watched me go through my trauma and my having the PTSD, and I stepped away from my business. I had almost 3,000 clients. I had 300 agents all working for me. I ran my own agency. I let it all go. I ain't give a fuck about money. I know how money works. I cared about my mental health and wanting to be around for my kids and my grandchildren more so. So at a point, money doesn't mean shit if you're not going to be here. So I stepped away from all that to work on my therapy. I brought up a picture the other day of how bad it was and how bad I looked. Because I have another young brother that comes on one of our shows, and he looks like that. And I said, look, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. And I pulled up my old picture when I was younger. My beard was grown out. My hair is all in disarray. I mean, I didn't care. You know, and that's the way he looked now. So when I spoke to him on a level of experience, not me just talking out the side of my neck. And that hits a different way when you have those types of experiences. So when we're telling you, go out there and look for your peace, there's a reason for that, because nobody else cares. Only another brother will tell you, go get your peace. You won't hear a lot of women tell you, go and get your peace, because they don't care. You're a workhorse for them.
That's a good way of putting it.
Go make me my money is all they care about. Hypergamy is a real thing, because they can always move on. You can't. Sometimes, depending on who you are. So anyway, there's a high self-deletion rate in the veteran community. So that's one of the things, one, that I say, go find your peace, mental health, you know, being diagnosed with PTSD. Common coping traps are alcoholism to numb the pain, drug substance abuse, isolate, it's on the far right, number 3. And constant distraction or escapism. A lot of guys become mongers. That's really a coping mechanism, as well as alcohol, going out and partying all the time, not being responsible. These are all coping mechanisms. So when we see things like that, I identify it to you coping for something and acting out, not this is who you are.
All right. You want to go ahead and go to number 4?
Yeah. Number 4 is, the Philippine province life. It's country life. Same thing you could do in America, you can do here, but I just have a lower cost of living and overhead while I'm doing it. Lower financial pressures. What's the number one thing in your life is, I had a dog too, Theo, and I had to give her, I actually gave her up for adoption when I moved here, but yeah, her name was Ahmed. So she was my therapy dog. Stayed with me since the time she was born until I gave her up 13 years later. So so the financial pressures is one thing, trying to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with appearances. These are all things that put an enormous amount of pressure on some brothers. And it's not necessarily pressure, because we do it anyway. It's the non-appreciation for the level of effort that causes you to stress out behind it. Because one, we want to be celebrated too. Women want to be celebrated all the time. Sometimes men need to have a pat on the back and a job well done sometimes. You don't need it all the time, but sometimes somebody got to show you some appreciation for what you do. I'm not saying everybody needs to get a participation medal. I ain't about that either. Earn your shit. Work harder. But so it's a lot slower pace of living. Like I said, I'm here learning AI, learning how to get a couple more income streams together, AI automation. I got plenty of time to do that at my own leisure as I'm going on. Andre will tell you, he sent me about 10 pictures. I kicked out a whole character sheet on him with facial expressions.
Yes, sir.
In less than 2 minutes after I got the pictures. That's how efficient I am now. But now I'm trying to get it to where it's automated. I can tell it and it'll go out and do it, produce the images, and actually animate them all and tie them all together into a. So, and that's my enjoyment. The other thing I enjoy is why I want to go back to America. I love to hunt. I like to shoot. Bullet therapy is a big thing for me. I miss it. You know, so I got to have exposure to both.
Can't just do fishing like the rest of us, huh?
No. I gotta shoot some shit. It's a mental thing for me. I gotta shoot some shit and feel like I'm doing something more. Matter of fact, I built a whole rifle that was behind me on a display for a long time on my shows. That's a 308 rifle that I built to go elk hunting up in Wisconsin. So I still need to drop my elk. This is the goal. Because I love elk meat too, so that's good too. So yeah, it's just like the family center culture, faith visibility. People are very devout and faithful here. My lady always goes to mass, or she goes and prays. Her family always goes and prays and goes to mass, whether they're actually participating on Sunday or throughout the week. Sometimes we don't do anything on Sunday, we just rest. But they'll dip in and do their mass and their prayers and come back home. You know, yeah, I do like archery, but the only thing here, like I said, in the Philippines, you can't own a weapon. Can my lady own one? Yeah, but then, you know, it's not so fun if it's not yours. It's something about it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
I gotta have it. I just got to. But I mean, I got other things I can do for now. Explore, you know, the car thing. Like I always like to fix up cars. Like I got a SUV in America right now. Got a young brother that's holding on to it. He's doing all kind of modifications to that one. You know, my truck was lifted, this, that, and the other thing. So I have little toys that I like to play with. And since the truck was the only thing here, guess what? She enjoyed it too. So she was in here doing the same as much as me. You know, but yeah, little hobbies like that keep you distracted and focused on, you know, your recovery, because you never stop. It's like alcoholism. It's something that you got to deal with every day, you know. So the final thing is what changed for me. I have more peace of mind. You can hear it in my voice. I don't have a lot of stress in my life. I don't even pay attention to the news. Like, no more pressure. Like I used to have pains in my back and a whole bunch of other things just from the heaviness of everything and all the responsibilities. I don't have that no more. You know, I have a lot more patience now and not so much of a short temper, because I would go off on an American real quick. But here I'm a little more understanding. I can bear with some of the things that are going on. I'm not in a rush. You know what song plays in my head all the time, even when I try to get in a rush? Don't worry, be happy. That shit is in my head constantly, 24/7. Anytime some kind of pressure comes up, I hear this song beating in the back of my head. That song right there. Here's a little song I wrote. I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? But I hear that song and it relaxes. Now, I'm a big country guy, so if you heard my songs, I do country a lot. So
yeah, I like country myself. I won't even lie.
Yeah. And then what's the other one?
I like that at the bottom. He said, move, erase PTSD, it reduce its friction. You know, a lot of times guys come to other countries and they assume that the move will answer all their problems. That's not necessarily true. It'll just help you be able to, like you just said, reduce friction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not taking my meds as heavy as I used to. And I'm on medication, bro, because believe me, they're here. It's the real thing. It's not fake. It's not play.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the last one. So that's why my peace matters to me. You know, it could matter in different ways to other people, but that's my peace. And that's why I chose this place. And that's why I'm in the province. And the province I live in is called Isabela. And it's called Kauaian City. It's spelled like you would hear Kauai, but it's spelled with a C. not K. But it's a mountain area, about a 50-minute flight north, straight up north, centrally located in Luzon. They're known for potato and rice. So this is the area where in the valley areas, you'll see levels of rice fields on a plateau going all the way down into a valley.
All right. Let's go to the
Ooh, this is gonna be heavy one, man. This is gonna be heavy, y'all. Y'all ready for this? Y'all still got enough energy for this?
We're going to do a quick 20-minute.
Okay.
We'll kind of like go between the slides. The slides are going to come next. I mean, after what we're going to look at. I created a 10-minute video montage.
Okay.
I want to get your opinion on.
Okay.
And it's about dating and the ladies, because you know guys want to know about the ladies. So I made a quick video montage, and I want to hear what you have to say about this as well, based off what you've seen there in the Philippines. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to bring this up right here in the video file. And
They white man or black man?
Okay, first thing that guys always question guys is the race question. So we're gonna ride through that one first, and then I'm gonna hear what you have to say.
Black men.
Tell me why.
I have friends who've dated black men, and they said that they're very sweet, very caring,
What do you think about their look?
tall, and then most of them like go to the gym. They have very beautiful smiles.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think they are?
9 out of 10. Because they have very strong physical appearance, like aura.
Which country has the most attractive black men?
Probably US.
What's the impression of American black men?
Beautiful smile, and then they smell really good.
Do you have any message for black men watching this video?
Just come to the Philippines. I'm waiting for you. Specifically here in Cebu.
Excuse me, can I ask some questions?
Sure.
Which do you prefer to date, white men or black men?
I prefer to date black men. They feel more attractive to me.
What do you think about their looks?
I feel like they tend to be sexier than the white guys. I am just more into black men.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think they are?
Around 8 to 10?
Is your partner's skin color important to you?
No.
Which country has the most attractive black men?
In the US.
Do you have any message for black men watching this video?
I just want you to know you are sexier than a lot than you think.
If they come, then they will be open arms. Yeah, open arms.
Open arms.
Yes.
Do you find a black man attractive?
I do.
Yes.
Me too. Yeah, actually.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think they are?
10. Yeah, 10.
Okay. Perfect score.
Perfect score. As what I've said, ethnicity is not really the problem, and like their
race.
yeah.
We don't base it on the race.
Yeah. If they're hot, bro.
if they're attractive, they're attractive.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever dated with a black man before?
No, never.
we haven't.
Even though dating or going out?
Nah.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
So would you like to date a black man once in your life?
Maybe, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If they come, then they will be open arms.
Yeah.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Yes.
Please give a message to a black man who wants to date a beautiful Filipino like you guys.
Please treat us Filipinos well.
Yeah, treat Filipinos well, guys. And, you know, we're hospitable and like we're good people, so treat us better. Treat us good.
Please message to black men who want to date a Filipina.
Go for it. Go for it. Filipinos will be there for you, and you know, if you shoot your shot, I think they'll be willing.
Are black men popular in Cebu?
Yeah, I think there are a few black men that are good and popular here in the Philippines, and I think a lot of Filipinas would be willing to date black men as well. They're very attractive, actually. I can see a lot of black men in TikTok and Instagram and social media, and they really have a good looks. And I think it's so good that us Filipinos are also venturing out into dating black people, because the most I see here in the Philippines, a good demographic are dating white people. But when we also go into black people, I think it's a really good way of, you know, being able to recognize these individuals for for their looks and their amazing aspects of their personalities.
What is the most attractive things about black men?
Their looks and their swag. For me personally, black men have this natural swag that comes with them. So that for me is one of the most gravitating aspect about them. Their swag.
Do you think many Filipino likes black men? Appearance and personality?
I think yes. I think there are a lot of Filipinos out there who love black men.
Yeah.
If you pick up only one, which one you choose?
Black man.
Black man, okay. Do you find a black man attractive?
Yes, because if you have a black skin, you see how beautiful he was.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think they are?
10 over 10.
10 over 10.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated before?
Yeah. Black man.
Really?
Yeah.
Black man.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
I'm from Texas.
From Texas.
Shout out to the Texas boy.
Texas
Yeah.
boy.
So how was it?
That's good. Very nice.
Compared to Filipino, what is the differences?
Good treatment, like me.
So is he the same age with you?
He older.
How old is he?
25.
25. Would you like to date a black man again?
Yeah, why not?
Which one is more attractive, black man or Filipino man?
Black man.
Black man. What about the white man or black man?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
If you pick up only one, which one you choose?
Black man.
Black man, okay.
All right. Before we go to the next one, I want to hear what you have to say in regards to what you've noticed. Whether more whites that are there, of course, but I want to hear what you have to say in regards to this, what the ladies had to say.
I think it's true. They're starting to appreciate their skin tones a lot more. Skin dyeing was a big thing. Colorism is a big thing here. My lady was bullied. As light as she is, she was bullied for being darker.
Wow.
You know, and actually having the curly hair. So they do bully you here because of skin tone. So to hear them saying that now, as the younger ones are growing up, they're not so ashamed of being morena, because they still use that word here, morena, like they do in Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the Eta people are some of the purest Aboriginal genetics of all the world. So even though you have the Australian Aboriginals, the Eta people in the mountains here are actually more genetically sound than any of them. So they're dark-skinned people anyway. So a lot of the cultures have been blended out through, you know, Japan and China and Spain being here. But they are starting to appreciate their skin tone, which means they're more encompassing and allowing other cultures aside for white people. But I'm not going to deny that, you know, the white men still have the ups when it comes to that. Sunshine Shoulders will tell you that all day long. You know, white men are more preferred here in the Philippines, and that's very true. But there are pockets, there are women that can identify with our struggle because they were teased just like we were. They were held accountable for having darker skin, so they can identify with our darker skin. So I would say morenas are more acceptable in that realm of saying, I wouldn't rather deal with a white man. I'd rather deal with a black man because they've already been persecuted like a black person was anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's true. Let's go to the next part. Like I said, it's only like a 15-minute video. They want to get to the next section. But I did want to hear what you have to say. The next portion is a lot of guys don't realize that Filipinos do speak English.
Yes, sir.
What percentage of Filipinos can speak English?
I think it's 80%.
What about young Filipinos?
60%.
60.
Yes, surprising.
Why can most Filipinos speak English?
They are taught when they're still young. Also, mostly in our schools, we usually speak English rather than our native language.
Do you struggle talking to native English speakers?
Not really, because
Not
I'm
really.
used to it.
What's the hardest part about talking to native English speakers?
People from England or UK, because they're a fast talker, not the same like in American English, because they're like normal pace.
Do you think language barrier a big deal in dating?
I don't think so, because I believe that everything can be learned.
If he's attractive, would you date him even with a language barrier?
Maybe. Even the hardest language can be learned if you really are interested with that person. right?
What Bisaya phrase would you love to hear from a guy on a date?
Hihigugmati ka. Do you know what that means?
I don't know.
You don't know. It means I love you.
What percentage of Filipino can speak English?
I think 100%.
Do you struggle talking to native English speaker?
No, I don't.
What's the hardest part about talking to native English speaker?
I don't think there are any hardest part because I've learned English from movies growing up, and we also learned that from our school. And most of the time here, especially with my friends, we also speak it sometimes.
Don't you feel they speak too fast?
I don't think they speak too fast. I think they speak okay.
What Bisaya phrase would you love to hear from a guy on a date?
Guapa. It means you're beautiful.
Guapa, yes.
All right. Before we go any further, I want to hear what you have to say about that. A lot of guys have a misconception.
If they say they don't understand English, they do. If they say they can't speak it, the only reason they would say they can't speak it is because they might be ashamed of their enunciation or pronunciation of a word. So rather than embarrass themselves, they'll just say they're not comfortable with speaking English, but they can speak English.
Okay. And just like the lady said, they teach it in school. All right, let's go to the next one. Sex life. Filipino.
Boom. No, you should already know. Even your westernized Filipino.
I will
you
ask
already
some
know.
two choices
All
question about intimacy. So please answer as much as you can, okay? Hotel or home?
Me, home. Personally, home.
Morning or night?
I can be both. I think night. Yes.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off. Yes, lights off.
You don't want to see that?
No, it's not that.
Like that?
More fun and also a bit wild like that. So yeah.
It's much more interesting if it's lights off. So yeah.
Silent or make sound?
I love making sounds because it's kind of bit more interesting and fun.
For me, making sounds makes me turn on. So yeah.
Eye contact or eyes closed?
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
It's been
For
more
sure.
interesting and romantic.
Definitely more romantic. There's much more intense emotions going on.
Yeah, I agree.
Before the shower or after shower?
Oh.
Both. Also in shower. Before shower, it's also more interesting. And after shower, it can be more fun also. And like, I think I can say we're like so active like that. Yeah.
I prefer after shower because I feel more clean and I think it minimizes the spread of diseases. So yeah.
High sex drive or low sex drive?
High sex drive. That must be fun.
Would you date a guy who wants sex every day?
If I love that person, yes.
Hotel or home?
Hotel.
Why?
More comfortable.
Morning or night?
Night.
Do you do it in the morning as well?
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes.
Yes.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off. But we can do lights on so that I can see what's...
Do you feel shy?
If lights on?
Yeah.
No.
Silent or make sound?
Make sound. That turns me on.
Before shower or after shower?
After shower. It's you, huh? Before shower.
What about during shower?
Yeah.
During shower or after shower?
During shower. That's hot.
Short time or long time?
Long time.
How long?
30 minutes to 1 hour.
How many times in a day?
2 or 3. We can do before bedtime or after bedtime and maybe afternoon.
Silent or make sound?
Make sounds. Yes, I like it.
High sex drive or low sex drive?
High sex drive.
Hotel or home?
Home, because home is comfortable. I can shout what I want.
Morning or night?
Night. Yeah, I love night.
But you still do it in the morning?
Yes, if my boyfriend wants.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off. But if my boyfriend wants to lights on, then I will.
Before shower or after shower?
After shower, because it's fresh and it smells so good.
Are you still okay with doing before shower?
Yeah, I like that both.
What about during shower?
Yes, I really love it.
Short time or long time?
Long time. I like long time.
How long?
For 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. Yeah, I like it.
How many times in a day?
I think 5 times or 10 times.
10 times.
Yes, because we both like sex.
Before shower or after shower?
Both.
How about during shower?
Yeah, that's better.
Why do you think so?
It's kind of refreshing.
Lights on or lights off?
I prefer lights on because I can see everything.
silent or make sound?
I do make sound.
Morning or night?
I think it's good to have after you wake up and then do it in the night before you sleep.
How long is your ideal?
2 hours.
High sex drive or low sex drive?
I have high sex drive.
What's men?
High sex drive, of course. I prefer something wild.
What do you think about the guy with a low sex drive?
You're not healthy.
How many times a week do you want to do it?
Every day.
How many times in a day?
Probably more than 5.
All right.
God, it's, oh my God, bro.
Hey.
It's so true.
Hey.
You already know. You already knew.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Hey, in the military, they use a term called LBFM. And without it sounding too crass, that just means little brown effing machines.
Right.
They love it. And they're not ashamed. You know, they're going to do it. However, they're so accommodating and so joyful. I mean, it gets to a point where they'll fall asleep holding your member just to make sure you're there. You get what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying.
Yeah. So all of that's very true. And you can see how enthusiastic they are. The only reason they would say hotel is because if you look at the design of their houses, they have low ceilings, meaning they don't close off from the roof, and you can hear from one room to another.
I know exactly.
The only reason they would say a hotel is because they would be conscious about who else in the house might be listening. You get what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what design you mean by that.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason he would say hotel from that experience is the low ceiling. Other than that, anytime, all day, light, dark, don't matter. Stay down.
All right. Income needed. You're dating in the Philippines, and
let's hear what they say. We know what the number is. Let's hear what they say. But we did the number. Yeah.
You as a woman should also provide, because at the end of the day, you also love that person, and if you really love that person, you do anything, no matter what it takes.
If you truly love someone, can you date a poor guy?
For me, of course, status doesn't matter even if you are broke or if you have no money.
The same, as long as he is diligent and, you know, not lazy, because I hate lazy people, because I myself am also lazy. So if I'm lazy and you're also lazy, then how are we gonna get rich, right?
Even if he cannot pay for dating, are you okay with that?
Yeah, of course, as long as we are happy.
So
Yeah,
are you
it's okay
willingly
for me.
pay?
Of course, I can pay for it. You as a woman should also provide, because at the end of the day, you also love that person, and if you really love that person, you do anything, no matter what it takes.
Yeah, I agree.
The other girl say it's a red flag. It's not red flag for you guys?
Yeah, it's not a red flag for me because I've been in a relationship before. He has no money. We cannot afford like dating at a fine restaurant, but that's okay as long as we are happy. There are a lot of things to do, right? That doesn't need money. Most of the rich guys are more on like ego.
Which would you choose? A handsome but poor or a rich but unattractive guy?
I will choose a handsome but poor guy because I know that I can help him, motivate him to be better and to build his future with me.
Okay, so why wouldn't choose rich but unattractive guy?
Most of the rich guys are more on like ego. So as an introverted person, I don't find myself where I can like hang with those kind of guys.
So have you ever dated a handsome guy or rich guy?
I actually don't have boyfriend before.
So what about the marriage? Would it be changed or not?
I think there's a possibility that it will change because I am more also into connection.
Which one you like, Filipino or foreign man?
Sorry, but foreigner. Foreigner po.
A foreigner?
Yeah.
Western or Asian? Which one you like?
Western.
Western. What's the handsome?
Who knows how to take care of himself, like clean looking. That's it.
I would consider 30,000 as a rich income here in the Philippines.
So how much monthly income do you consider rich in the Philippines?
30,000.
30,000 pesos
Yeah, 30
in a month.
in month, yeah.
Okay, tell me a reason why.
As we all know that the cost of living here is very high, and knowing the war in the Middle East,
and also the gasoline prices are high now. So currently, I want to say that I would consider 30,000 as a rich income here in the Philippines.
So do you work now?
No, I don't have work right now. I'm still a student.
You're still a student, okay.
Yes.
So how much do you make a month? Do you have
As a student,
Yeah, you have a part-time job or?
I don't have a part-time job as of now, but I have a allowance.
Okay, how much is it?
I would say 5,000 a month.
In a month?
Yes.
It's quite a lot.
Not really.
Okay. Do you think it's enough?
I think it's enough, and I think it fits in my lifestyle.
Do you know anyone rich around you?
Yes, in my family. It's my uncle.
How much he get the money?
The last time he worked at a Japanese restaurant, he earned 60,000 a month.
60,000?
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
What's your ideal income for a boyfriend in a month?
In a month, 200,000.
It's a pesos.
Peso, yeah.
30 to 40K? Like
Pesos.
that. Yeah.
I would say higher than my income, so maybe 200 to 300K per month.
Yeah, same as her, higher than my income, so like around 200 to 300, or possibly if higher.
30,000. It's like in every 15 days, it's 15,000.
Why
because
200,000 pesos?
Yeah, the crisis is so high, and then I need the income so high. Yeah.
Okay.
If he's just a normal guy, 30 to 40K is big enough. But if he's rich, maybe something higher than that.
Because the expenses are getting very increasing recently.
Knowing the war in the Middle East, cost of living here is very high.
I would say that I would like him to be in the IT or medical industry, because I'm also in the medical industry at the moment. So one of those, I can't pick.
Message the foreigners who wants to date a beautiful Filipina like you.
Guys, just being frankly honest with everyone who's gonna be watching this. It's always been a thing where people are like, foreign people always see Filipinas or Filipinos as gold digger, but they're not gold digger unless you have gold to dig. So please humble yourselves. And a tip from Filipina herself, if you wanna date a Filipina, I suggest that you go for those who are somehow financially stable. I'm not saying rich or who makes a lot of money. I'm just saying someone who's stable. Just because you have money or just because you have something to offer doesn't mean that you have to offer them everything you have. Because once you lost everything that you yourself wanted to offer to whoever you were dating, I am very certain, 100% sure that you will put the blame on them, and that's not very nice of you. So if you don't want to regret anything, go for something that will stabilize you as well. Not just them, not their family, but you. Okay? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, and that's the end of the video clip. I want to hear what you have to say in regards to the income section.
Well, we already know what the average income is. So when they're saying 30,000 pesos is a lot of money and it's wealthy, and that's only 500 USD, there you go. But the ones that were saying 300 and 200K, you can tell they were a little entitled and westernized because of their job. But the other ones are very reasonable. And all that does is confirm what old boy was talking about, why he couldn't get no Filipino to fall in love with him. What the hell? Are you serious, bro? And then he went to Thailand and repeated the same thing and said it was always them. They're the problem. No, there is no problem. It's you. Money-wise, looks-wise, whatever. And you heard the one girl, she says, I'll take a good-looking guy over a rich guy.
Yeah.
Because they know the rich guys have egos. These women are not dumb. Do you realize in the Philippines, you have to have a college degree to work? Yeah. All of them are educated to the hilt in order to get jobs here. They're not broke and they're not stupid. Well, they necessarily aren't wealthy, but what I'm saying is they're educated, highly educated. In order to get jobs in the Philippines, you have to have a degree. Okay. And then the other thing that's frowned upon, which the last girl displayed freely, were tattoos all over their bodies. If you're going to get a tattoo, it needs to be very conservative, located, and it can't be seen, because again, you can't be hired. You're not going to find a Filipina that's working that has tattoos that are displayed. They got to be in strategic locations. They won't hire you if you have a tattoo. So she must be making her own money if she has a tattoo. So you have to start thinking of it that way. You know the culture and you understand if she got a tattoo and it's in an obvious location that can't be hidden, she's making her own money somehow. She don't have any tattoos on her body, or she don't have them in locations that can be seen while she's working. You get what I'm saying? Understanding the culture, understanding your environment, knowing how to move, how to identify certain things about that person and the culture that you're in. Those are all keys and cues. But you can see how excited and enthusiastic they are to date and want to be in relationship. None of them like, I don't need no man. Did you hear that at all?
Nope.
He got to do this, that, and the other thing for me. And half of them would want to cook. Even if you didn't have no money, they would want to what? Help you.
They did say that.
Not, oh, you still better go out there and get 5 jobs. No, I want to jump in and help you. You shouldn't have to do it all on your own. Isn't that the mentality you guys have been looking for? Y'all got to reassess what you guys are really looking for in life.
That's an excellent point. Okay, we've been here almost 3 hours. So how about we do this? Because I don't want to, because I know how guys gonna wind down, and I don't want guys to take for granted the other information that we are going to share. So how about we schedule either, what's your schedule for Sunday?
I mean, I'm good either day. I would want, because 4Day brought it up, if he's available for both of us to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of intense information. He's an attorney. I'm not going to say anything out of place because I was a fiduciary. So the information I'm giving out is purely information. I don't sell products anymore. So the information I give out is viable and verifiable. But at the same time, all I can do is point you in a direction of going to find it and buying it from somebody else. I don't sell anything anymore.
Okay, so I'm going to schedule a time with our brother Faudy and you to get together, because there's a lot of slides. B, this is so important for guys to know what you need to do when you pass on overseas. This is very important. So I don't want to take it for granted. So we're going to, in other words, we're going to do this one at another date this week, up and coming week. I'm going to reach out to Faudy. He was the one that kind of like brought it up when we were on Richie Mac's channel. And so it is with Ronan, Faudy, and myself. We're going to do it that way. But that gives you an opportunity to give some closing remarks based on your first year, encouraging words, as well as letting guys know that it can be done. Oh, here we go. Question before he said,
I'm not fine with the question.
Do you offer consultations, Ronan?
Absolutely. Go to my website, or go to I have a website, but you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Ronan Travelers, not Ronan the Traveler. That's my cousin, my twin, down in DR. I'm in the Philippines. He's in DR. So if you see DR, that ain't me. That's the other one. Other than that, you can go to my site. I have a scheduler there where you can schedule time with me, and just be specific, because I do counseling and different things and consulting and different things. And I'm also starting up the AI thing. Like I told you, I've been working on AI so much that now I do consulting with that too. But if you want to talk about financial things, then we can talk about that, and I can push you in the right direction. Again, I just give consultations. I do not sell products. I have no hidden motive in the information I give you, but I'm going to give it to you straight up. I'm going to draw out a plan for you, and you can go execute it with whatever CPA, whatever investor, whoever you choose to let them have your commissions. I'm just going to organize it for you.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Ronan's Travel, because Ronan is live as well. And I'm going to drop the link for Ronan's Travelers. So you guys will have Ronan's. And I'm going to show it on the screen.
And I also have a website called Ronan Travelers.
Oh,
so
do you?
You go there, everything's there. Calendar, different things that I do and are available for.
Okay.
I'm going to have Claude redo that whole thing. So if you take a look at it now, I'm going to wait to see what Claude does to it.
Okay, cool. Because that's what I'll be doing with Claude in regards to our website. It's kind of funny that you would say that.
Mm-hmm. And I have a Shopify store. I'm going to have Claude redo that and run all the new numbers and what products.
Yeah, we need to get together, bro.
I told you, man, this is all I do. This is fun to me.
Okay,
this is
cool.
Together. Like Theo, I love this stuff, man. I can talk about it all day long.
All right. So there we go with the YouTube channel. And let me get the Ronan Travelers website. It's .com?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. Nice landing page. Oh, yeah, this is exactly how I'm trying to. Yeah, we need to talk. We definitely need to talk. Yeah. Yeah.
But you see it now. Wait until you see what Claude does to it. If I can get Claude to do what I want it to do, man, it's going to be funky.
Let's pull it up on screen real quick. There we go. All right, guys. Let's move us out of the way. And right here, let's take a look. Scroll down. You have the home, the music, the videos, gear, consultations. You can click there. About and contact. And speak with Ronan. Yes, sir. He's got the Osmo, showing the Osmo some love. Scroll down, a little information of his vision. Yes, sir. All right, yes, sir. Really nice.
That's the actual song I have released.
Okay.
I was trying to get the military to pick it up, man. It's slow trying to get promotion and things. But I think it's a kind of like a rockabilly country song.
Okay.
And that's a little video that I promoted. That's a little video promotion, PSA type of thing on why I made the song. Okay. And that's an AI voice reproduction of my voice. So
yeah. Then you got other content creators as well as other content that you have up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then visit the channel. Then the consultation section. Yes, sir. Then the costs. Yes, sir. Not bad at all. Book a session.
And then I'm writing a book, and it's on AI filmmaking.
Oh, that's what's up.
So as I learn AI, I have ChatGPT, Claude, all documenting it and organizing it in a way that I can take all my learned lessons and structure them into a book to help you get along faster on those processes.
Yeah. So definitely, guys, you want to go to the website, show support, show love, and reach out to our brother. So let me drop the link for this.
That's my Zen mode right there.
I could tell. Peace upon peace, brother. Peace upon peace.
I have the angry side too, but you ain't seen that one's not on there.
All right, so make sure that we support our brother. I just dropped the link for you guys to reach out to the website. All right, this was a good episode. Now, once again, in closing, I'd like to hear what you'd have to say to encourage guys when it comes to the Philippines.
Like I said, it's not for everybody. If you're looking for somewhere to kind of like zen out for a while, find your center and either re-educate yourself in another direction that you're trying to live. Moving forward, it's a good place to recenter yourself. Nobody's going to bother you unless you bother them. You put yourself in environments where there's a lot of clubbing and those things, and you have access to your tropes, whether they be alcohol, partying, women. You're never going to focus in on what you really need to do as men in life. So it just depends on what direction you want to live your life. Philippines is just one of many options. You can go down to Latin America, you can go to Asia, whether it be Thailand, Philippines, or even somewhere like Vietnam or Cambodia. Doesn't matter. It's wherever your center of peace is going to be while you're trying to restructure life. You know, so all I do is encourage people to travel. As a ex-veteran, I've always done that. I've been traveling since I was 4 years old. I always had that travel bug. My mom made sure we learned how to travel, how to eat well, how to try different things. I grew up doing those things. So once I was in the military, once I lived my life, it's rooted in who I am. Sometimes people are more homebodies. They don't want to go anywhere. And I understand that too. But do some things for yourself and center yourself, whether you be back in America, whether you be overseas, you need to find your center again. Too many people, as far as men, care so much for other people and you don't care enough for yourself. You got to recenter that.
Okay. Excellent point. Excellent point. We're glad that you've been here this evening with us. Great evening. Great evening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let me let you down, and we're going to be doing a quick outro myself, and then we're going to do an outro video, let you guys get some rest, and let you guys who are over there in Southeast Asia enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, Ronnie.
Oh, no problem. It's Saturday here, so I'm chilling.
All right. And I will be reaching out to you.
Yeah. We still need to schedule the one that's going to be a little bit more drawn out. But it's great information, and I hope you guys tune in for it. And is the one thing I can say is a lot of people don't like talking about death in their limited lifespan, but it's something that needs to be talked about and dealt with. You spend a lot of time building up your resources and your assets, building legacy. And if you don't dictate how it's being spent, it's going to be abused. I've seen way too many families, once I deliver assets to them, how their kids rip through them so quickly they don't even appreciate half the effort it took for you to build it, unless you dictate how you want to be spent.
All right. I will be checking my email.
Yes, sir.
As well. And yes, he said Ronan can finally eat lunch.
Well, I intermittent fast, so I don't break my fast until anywhere after 1 or 2 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
The only thing I have in the morning is coffee.
All right, shout out to the coffee lovers.
All right, brother.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace. Appreciate you. All right, this was great. This was great. And once again, for those that are interested in that slide that Ronan showed us earlier of all of the information on how to relocate Southeast Asia, what things to do, what not to do, shoot me an email. Like my brother Dave got me going to my email in a second. Shoot me an email and I'll be sending you guys the slide immediately tonight. So as soon as this live stream is over, I'll be going to my email and I'll be dropping that slide to those of you who shoot me an email. If you don't ask me, I won't send it to you. So make sure that you guys send me an email to let me know that you're interested. And I'm glad that most of all that you guys are interested in topics like this, because a lot of times we do topics like this and they get some type of traction or some type of attention. But I'm glad that this one really did get attention because it was important because a lot of times we don't see commentary and comments on or get information on how to live in the Philippines. So yeah, this was a really good show. Shout out to Crypto Dragon in the building. He said, put a 1 in that chat if you think that Dre's favorite shirt. Hey. Oh, I do like this shirt. I've had it for a few years. Yes, sir. Shout out. Yes, sir, Kobe. I appreciate that. Oh, Mr. 007 said this. He said, this is better than Colombian real estate stream. I appreciate that, guys. He said, no disrespect to the young lady. No, this information, man, that we're like, like I said, I'm doing more interviews this year because I'm building on Patreon almost a digital encyclopedia of no matter what countries that we usually go to, you can get all that information and it's still there. So I want you guys to be able to get shout out to Mike T in the building as well. I want you guys to be able to get this information without a doubt. Yes, sir. And I do like my flower shirt. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said, I bet the Philippines, he said, I'll be in the Philippines next month. I'll hit you up, Ronan. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. I'm glad that you guys are motivated. Mr. 007 said his presentation with his visuals and direct advice made it top tier. Yes, sir. Shout out again to Ronan, man. Always doing it the right way. Well, let me get ready to let you guys go. I'll be seeing you guys mañana tomorrow with another episode. And let me scroll down, get us an outro, and we're going to go to the islands.